Christian Gonzalez, Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Pope, Kyle Williams, and Efton Chisholm in practice yesterday. The team will fly to New York today and play the Giants in their final exhibition game tomorrow night. In other NFL news, Daniel Jones was named the starting quarterback in Indianapolis over Anthony Richardson. After making it to the Eastern Conference Finals and then Game 7 to the NBA Finals in back-to-back years, Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle has signed a multi-year contract extension. Also, John Wall is retired after 11 NBA seasons. And ESPN is reporting that the WNBA is now trying to push the owners of the Connecticut Sun to sell the team to them so they can facilitate a move to a preferred city. The Mohegan Sun Tribe had a deal done with former Celtics owner Steve Pagliuca, and they were also talking to another group about a potential sale that would move the franchise to Hartford. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello. Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio?
No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth, I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the Starch.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
It's simple, actually.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube, where now I've become fascinated with bots. We're going to play something at 9 o'clock that a listener sent me from like 2 years ago. Omar from The Wires on Vice. He's talking to this rapper. He became famous because he learned IT. He can't rap at all. He'll even admit it. And he became famous because he learned the algorithm and learned bots and bought all his Spotify people. I don't know why I'm this dumb and this is all just coming to me. But you'd have to be out of your mind to advertise on anything like that. You have no idea what's going on. Everything you see and everything you're told is popular has been manipulated. It's insane. Like, this explains a lot of things to me. This explains how you can have a mediocre comedian sit down with a political scientist for 2 hours and pretend that, like, guys are listening to this in droves, which I don't believe. So there you go. That explains a lot to me. It must be nice when you can just buy ratings. That's not have to prove anything. Oh, you're yelling at a cloud. Yep. It's not, if it, like, there's people that have succeeded in that realm that are talented, but there's a lot of people that have succeeded that aren't talented, which is what is fascinating to me. Anyway, I'm losing my memory. It just happened off air. And do you ever pull up Amazon? I don't order nearly as much as I used to. Probably like once or twice a month. Because now I go box store because I like to feel it, tactile.
Brick and mortar?
Brick and mortar, baby. Like, I got, not necessarily box store, yeah, like brick and mortar. I go in there and I feel around. Like, when I had to go to Home Goods to stock a new house, that taught me the value of the brick and mortar store. You can't do that online. Just the amount of boxes would be like moving in again. So, do you ever pull up Amazon, though, and then forget why you pulled it up?
Yes.
Yes. So I did yesterday, and I didn't accept it. So I had been watching the Aubrey Plaza, speaking of podcasts, I've been watching the 2 minutes of Aubrey Plaza on the, you all probably know about it, on not Tina Fey, on Amy Poehler's podcast.
Yes.
And she was talking about how her husband committed suicide and like how difficult it was for her. So I had been watching that 2 minutes. So then I went to, and then it occurred to me that I needed something, it turned out to be a charger because my charger wasn't working. My daughter takes everything. I don't know what her deal is with it, but I don't know what happens to the one she brings. My daughter still packs a bag to come to my house. She's at my house every day. I've bought infinite. She has her own bathroom. A decorator has decorated her bedroom. I do her laundry. She has a whole every drawer and every countertop in that bathroom has got stuff in it. But for whatever reason, she's got stuffed animals all over the bed. She's got, she's still she's 15. She's got you name it, she's got it. But she's got to pack a bag to come to my house.
What's in the bag?
Who knows? But it takes a half an hour, and then she'll go like, "Oh, I don't have shorts," and I'll be like, "What? You have a closet full of clothes?" Like every time we go out shopping.
They're wrong shorts. They're not the right shorts. They're in the closet.
I got news for you. She's not dressing like she's going to the Met Gala. She's very low key with her her steez, if I may borrow a term from my youth. She's
drip.
Yeah, her drip.
There you go.
There it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Bring me in.
Pat yourself on the back. For
That's
that
why
one.
you got
That's
why you got Riz. It's because you know all about the vernacular. So anyway, I don't know what she does. She probably takes him to her mom's house, and she's probably at her mom's house. There's 7,000 chargers in her room, and she just kind of like throws them away when she gets sick of them. So anyway, so it was chargers. So I went to Amazon and I go, oh no, I don't remember what I was gonna get. And then so I went and backtracked through my internet history and watched the video about the woman's husband committing suicide again, to try to trigger my brain as to what I wanted, and that didn't work. So I backtracked, and I was watching baseball, so I started watching the baseball again. Mm-hmm. And then before that, I was watching, this is all within a half an hour. This is how much attention span is. So, and before that, I listened to this book by Hole's ex-drummer, who was this huge junkie that started prostituting herself on the streets of L.A. and stuff, like after she was in Hole. And it's called Hit It Harder or something like that. And that was up on my TV. So I turned back to that, and aha! It came back to me during that moment.
What was it that you had forgotten?
I told you, the Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers.
It was the Chargers.
Okay.
Because then when I got to Amazon and I didn't remember the Chargers, I realized I had to get tennis balls. Then I realized I had to get something else, which I don't even remember what it was.
Okay. So do you share your Amazon account with anybody? Can anybody else?
No. Are you out of your mind? I'm a lone wolf.
All right.
High Plains drifter.
So there's only one for the house, and occasionally, I mean, I'm talking once a month, maybe, probably not less. I will say, oh, I'm just going to get this on Amazon because I too like to go to a store and look at a thing, buy that thing.
Talk to the people.
Exactly. Maybe make a friend, when you go to the Radio Shack. You're liable to, encounter somebody as they're asking for your address for some reason and then opening up that drawer.
He'll just get credit cards. Like he'll get like a Marshall's credit card just to spark up a conversation.
Sure. They did ask me for a Marshall's credit card the other day. I went into a Marshall's for the first time in a long time.
I went into Marshall's yesterday because
last night.
It's a strange place.
Yes,
Isn't it that
is.
Marshall's?
So get this. So my son has to do 6 hours of community service because he missed like a day of this winterim for his school. So listen to this. So it took forever to find a place that you could just go to. Like they want a 6-month commitment, which he's not doing. So I finally found a place. And since he's under 18, he has to be with an adult. So guess who else gets to do the first 2 hours of community service with him? And with the community service, they're like, it would be nice if you brought in like new or lightly worn children's clothing. So I went to Marshall's yesterday and got like 2 sweatsuits.
Nice.
But there's a reason, but it's not so nice because of what I'm going to say.
Oh.
So I'm going to check out. Holy moly. Different scene at the Marshall's. You're right. Interesting. Where do these people come from? These are not people that I'm seeing every day. These are street people that have come into the Marshalls.
The interesting thing I found in the Marshalls is that a lot of people are still shopping as they're waiting in line because they put so much crap the point of purchase
People
stuff.
are very heavy.
Well, they've extended the point of purchase purchases for an entire aisle leading up to the register.
And there's candy.
There's a massive S curve. Candy.
There's candy. There's shoes. There's more stuff.
Popcorn.
But the candy and the
Yes.
flavored popcorn is because
Candles.
everyone is so fat.
Candles. Yep.
They're very fat.
But
they
it's good.
seem to have no business buying a bunch of stuff, but yet
it's
they
not
have
Sour Patch Kids. It's like fancy candy. It's it's a little
yeah,
better
it's like
than
Sour Patch Fellas or
exactly
Sour Patch
exactly.
Executives.
So I didn't expect that part of it, but I didn't expect the kind of the semi hard sell on the Marshall's line of credit. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in that.
Well, you'll ruin your credit score because you'll have opened up 75 credit cards, but you will get 25% off this $9.99 tracksuit that you're purchasing for charity.
I was very happy with my sock purchase. Buying socks. I want the right socks, and I was in there getting something else, but I said, oh, I'm gonna get something for myself while I'm doing this trip.
Well, they had Calvin Klein and polo undershirts in the checkout line. Which was interesting to me, but they were like wife beaters, which I can't have because of my arm hair. And so I was looking at it, and I'm like, this is not a good deal. The stuff that I bought for the kids, very good deal.
I got a great deal on the socks, but I agree with you. Some of the point of purchase stuff, that's how they get you. You think it's going to be a bargain, and it's not.
Yeah, it was not. It was decidedly not. I mean, like $35 for a bag of a package of 4 white T-shirts.
Yeah, but
come on.
The Amazon thing, we all share the one in the house, and I'll go to buy something once every month or two, and I'll see a bunch of stuff in the cart.
It's to trick you. That's happened to me too. Like it's a trick.
Who's tricking me?
Your family is tricking you into the purchases. Your kids, because they don't want to argue. So
it's my wife who puts stuff in the cart but doesn't buy it.
Yeah, maybe she's just. She just loves the vacuum.
So I say it's
like give me an example.
It's like fantasy vacuum purchases.
Okay,
it's like I want to buy this one adapter for the power washer. But do you want this shampoo and these Q-tips and this drawer thing and this coffee thing? Do you want this stuff? Yeah, just bypass all that. I'm like, well, do you want it or not?
She's fantasy shopping. She's pretending that she lives in a world where she can get Q-tips.
It's impossible otherwise.
I do think sometimes she waits until she has several things because she doesn't want like a bunch of boxes showing up, every day.
Smart.
That'll keep you from suspecting anything is happening.
Does Amazon put different items in the same box anymore? I don't even open them.
Some I don't know if it's same day delivery or something like that. I mean, if she really wanted to be clandestine, she could just pick it up at Whole Foods or whatever they
Go
have.
to CVS.
Yeah, CVS where they have the lockers.
I'm going to see.
They got Q-tips for days at CVS.
Okay, but look, I just logged on. Okay.
Well, Whole Foods has the actual lockers, like where you go and unlock the Amazon thing.
So right now in our
does Marshall's.
In our Amazon cart, there's a 4-pack of 15-stage shower filter replacement cartridges and a 10-pack plant support stakes, metal half-round support, short stem flower pot climbing trellis for house flower vegetables.
Maybe she was fantasizing about having a garden.
We have planter boxes. Why not just buy the shower filter cartridges and the plant stakes? Why not just buy them?
Because you can't just go out and buy shower filter cartridges. I mean,
that would require a trip to Home Depot or something.
And they're very specific in what you need.
Is it a conversation she needs to have with the head of household finance first? Look, I was going to buy these plant stakes, but they're $9.99, and I need to talk to you first.
Maybe she's preparing for the apocalypse.
Should we put it off until next month? I don't know. I don't know why you need them in the first place. Isn't the growing season over?
I don't know. Is it?
There's some things that thrive in the fall. Ask Adam. I mean, if you're going to be self-sustaining,
yeah,
and once the grid goes down,
the what was it? The vegetable climber steaks, whatever.
Yes, you're going to let the vines meander.
Tomatoes don't grow past September 1.
Well, no, but I mean something that grows on a vine that needs to climb. That's what I would assume that's for. Is that she envisions this hardy. Like a soybean situation, like with an arc. You ever see that Joe Pera? where the
Bean Arch.
The Bean Arch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Snap P Arch or whatever it is.
You got one
Love
of those,
that, man.
don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, so like, yeah, maybe she was envisioning a Snap P Arch.
I'm going to take these items out of the cart. Now she's not getting them at all.
Yeah, now head games, baby. You stay in control.
This is a fire shot across her bow.
Yeah, no, you keep her in control. She's gonna think she's losing her mind, and you're there like
The ultimate passive-aggressive marriage move. Oh, you got some stuff in your Amazon cart? No, you don't. Click.
Yeah, you
No,
take it out.
don't. Click.
You take it out because you keep her guessing.
I thought I put those shower.
Yeah, you probably did,
in the
stupid.
cartridges in the cart.
Yeah, you did, stupid.
Sure.
Maybe you shut up now, because you can't even remember what you put in your Amazon cart. That's the way you play it,
I
baby.
do believe you're losing your mind.
Make me a sandwich.
Yeah, and then you hide stuff and go, I don't know where you put it.
I used to do that to my dad, just to
yeah.
drive him nuts.
It didn't take. I didn't have to do anything to drive my dad nuts.
And I showed my mom one day, and I don't know if she ever loved me more as a son because, but especially toward the end of the marriage, she couldn't stand my father, and he was just bitching about the wood glue. Where's that wood glue? Where is that? Where the hell is the wood glue? And one day she happened to go past my bedroom. I said, Mom, come here. And I opened up the bottom drawer of my nightstand, and I held up the wood glue. I'm like, oh, Robert, that's wonderful.
How old was your dad at this point?
I don't know. I was probably 50. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. 50.
Yeah, it didn't take a lot to get my dad going. Walking. Open the refrigerator. Anything that stirred him from his room. In fairness, there was a certain amount of arguing my mother and I had to be doing in order to hear him stand and then start stomping. Very loud stomping, and then he would come down and just start screaming because he had been disturbed. Mm-hmm. C-SPAN was on in his bedroom, and he was smoking in bed, and he needed complete silence. He couldn't have that. He used to sleep with C-SPAN all the way up, like loud, like deaf loud. It was the only way he could control his thoughts. It's obviously the only way he could go to sleep is he needed to drown out. It's like a Brave New World. He needed to drown out his thoughts with noise.
I have one friend who's like that, a buddy of mine that Steve, who has to sleep with the TV on, with the volume up. I am such the opposite. Now, I like a drone on in the background, but if I'm going to grab a nap, I will purposely fall asleep with my index finger hovering over the mute or off button on the TV. So when I'm finally drifting off, I can kill it at the last second. Because
you have that much control that you can do that.
Oh, John, I'm very much in control.
Okay.
Very much in control of the remote when I'm trying to take a nap. Yes. Don't make me sound like some kind of a monster.
The problem is
mistake.
That you're not really resting at that point because half your body, it's like they say at the first night.
Fred, I agree. I agree with you. I grant you everything. I know it's not a restful sleep, but sometimes that's the only way I can get to sleep. The soft drone of the Golf Channel on in the background. Or was the case yesterday the movie Zodiac, which is very dark. It's a quiet movie for the most part. I like it.
Easy to fall asleep to.
David Fincher, yes.
The Golf Channel has audio. That's odd because the Golf Channel I might have never heard audio from the Golf Channel.
It's on that big plaza right out in the hallway.
I used to go to a barber shop where the guy would have the Golf Channel on. If you go to like the odd airport restaurant, there's the Golf Channel on. It's like one of those things that the audio doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I used to know a guy who works for the Golf Channel.
Why don't we have
down
him
there
on
in Orlando?
Why don't we have him on the show?
Because he's dead.
Why don't we have his children or his family members on?
Because his brother was disgraced. He was part of a bid in Atlanta that went south.
I would still like to talk to members of the family, talk about his time at the Golf Channel.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it. He used to work for CNNSI, too.
You have an opening for this weekend?
CLNS?
CLNS.
Right.
Yeah. We have someone from CLNS joining us, so there was we had to figure out what that was. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with what happened last night, including the Red Sox extra innings.
Stay tuned.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. I'm forgetting even the stuff that we had to say for my fraternity. I just forgot it.
Oh, what a shame.
I don't think I sleep enough. I think it's hurting my brain. And John just gave you a look like you're a prick for something you said to me. I saw that, Johnny. Good job.
What?
You just
what
gave
are you
him,
talking about?
Do you have that, Nicholas? I don't know if you can focus on something, but John just gave Hardy quite a look.
Okay.
And it was at my defense. It was first of all, I'm praising you.
Okay.
It was almost like you don't even know you did it. But when Hardy insulted me there,
okay,
you gave him the side eye, pretty good. I like that.
All right.
I like that, Johnny.
Because John thinks there's still a chance someone might ask him to join a fraternity. And
No.
he figures if he did that maybe it might get him in the good graces.
Right.
He's like a papa bear. He can't help it. He has an unconscious instinct like a subconscious instinct to protect
Hardy,
me.
take that.
Nicholas will show you.
Okay.
We'll have a replay for you.
Great.
You know.
I was unaware that I did it.
But that makes it even sweeter that
Okay.
you were unaware that you did it. By the way, high of 66 today in Boston.
Sweet.
What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. I'm Fred Toucher.
Boston's home for sports. 98.5. The Sports Hub. More headlines in 30 minutes.
Good day.
It's more of a Paul Harvey situation,
Yes.
but I didn't do a good enough job. All right, what happened? It was quite a head-scratcher last night.
Quick two-game set with the Orioles.
You got to have a quick two-game set. You
Yeah.
can't turn it around too fast.
No. It's just, in for two. No big whoop. Sox lost the first one 6-3. So last night, I mean, where do you start with these offensive highlights? I guess right off the bat here.
So if you're Connor Wong, try to move around a little bit, see if you can get him to step off again. That's where he took off. There you go. That's a balk. Beautiful.
They're going to send him home. That is a block.
Beautiful.
Red Sox lead it. The Red Sox caused that one.
That's called action, baby.
Creative, very smart, Fred. Very smart by the catcher who knew that the pitcher had stepped off twice already. 2 disengagements allowed per batter. Forced him to step off again with a runner on third and 2 outs because Lord knows this team wasn't going to drive him in with a hit. So
Well, they proved that, yes.
You get that run and you go up 1-0. Brilliance is what that is.
I don't know what would make you think at that early stage of the game they wouldn't drive him on a hit. That wouldn't come until later.
Oh.
As the Sox were trailing 3-1, and man, they just loading up the bases like nobody's business. Here, we'll start with the 8th inning. Bases loaded.
Pivotal at bat. The 2-2. He strikes out! Rico! Wow. Suave in the 8th.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Enter Rico Garcia. And you talk about go to work, folks.
Yoshida strikes out with the
How
bases
did he think
loaded.
of that reference so quickly? His name's Rico, and he called him Rico Suave.
Well, that's the reason why he's broadcasting for a major market team like the Orioles, and you're sitting here, playing, Johnny early morning radio.
Yeah. I was watching a little bit of the Tiger game yesterday because it was Skubal was pitching, and it was 0-0 going into the extras. And Skubal went to tie his shoes, and they had fun, Dan Petrie. And they were talking about how he was tying his shoe. And then the play-by-play guy goes, they were thinking about rebooting Knots Landing, but he actually went, like that was the joke because he was tying a knot.
I see.
And it was so bad that it's hanging in. He tied a knot with the shoe, so he said Knots Landing.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
See the knot.
But like that's the thing. Hello, that's the joke. Like that's the corny thing. Like hello,
Yeah.
like that's the. It was that bad. And Petrie's trying to save him. Petrie's talking about how you double knotted in the bullpen, but you single knotted out if you're a starter. He's trying to help the guy out. And they are, according to Awful Announcing, one of the top 5 boosts. By the way, people very fond of Merloni on the broadcast, according to the Awful Announcing poll. Yes. Which I respect because it had that that dick on the A's last.
Dallas Braden.
Yeah, he sold out when he was 5 to become a baseball player, as we all did. All right, go ahead.
So
I'm sorry.
bases loaded, nobody out in the 8th. You're down 2 runs. You have your 3, 4, 5 hitters coming to the plate. Rico Suave Garcia, who is a journeyman. If you take a look, I think this is his 7th team in 6 years. I think this is his 3rd team this season. Strikes out the side. Strikes out
Duran,
3, 4, 5. Duran, Story, and Yoshida to end the inning. Sox
But
still down 2
they
runs.
needed to let Yoshida be the DH. They needed to free up the DH.
No,
to
he
free
was
things up.
Actually, in the field. I understand what you're talking about. Actually, in the field
No,
yesterday.
I was saying because Devers was the DH.
Right, of course.
But we'll see. We'll see how this move pays off. Again, it could, and I won't deny it if it does.
I don't know.
But I mean, it's one game, and you can't go by one game, and you can't go by the last 12 games where they've lost 8.
Yeah.
And so,
I think it could go by the last 12 games where they've lost 8.
But I'm just making the point of, again, I don't know how it benefits your team to lose your best offensive player by far.
Yeah. Maybe you have one of those guys like Rafael Devers coming to the plate instead of Jarren Duran, Trevor Story, and Masataka Yoshida. Maybe having Devers there, maybe he hits 3rd last night.
Yeah, and Story's been hot. And look, Yoshida is they acquired for a reason, but they're not Devers.
What reason was that?
They gave him a lot of money, didn't they?
They did. He can't play the field.
And the whole thing,
hurt a lot.
right? And the whole thing was that it frees up the DH for Yoshida. Now, look, is Roman Anthony going to be a good player? Yes, I'm very bullish, of course, on Roman Anthony, but he's not that now. He's good, but he's not like a all-star right now. He's not Devers. Doesn't have Hall of Fame numbers. I mean, he's a guy that you could, is still vulnerable. So, it is what it is. And then they got to go to New York, who's red hot. But go ahead. You're still talking about this.
Yeah. Chapman comes on, bottom 9, 3 ground outs, boom, boom, boom. Okay, good. Bottom 9. Geraldo comes in for the Orioles.
Mm-hmm.
He walks the lead up.
Rico Suave and Geraldo?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Gerardo.
He's going to open up the. I was thinking of Geraldo Rivera.
No, because Rico Suave and then Gerardo is the artist.
Yeah. All right.
Yaramil Geraldo.
Okay, and he walks Gonzalez, and I want to say Nick Lowe. It's not Nick Lowe.
Nathaniel.
It's Nathaniel Lowe. Thank you very much. To the plate with a runner on.
Swing and a drive. Sucked out to right. Did he do it? He did. It's gone. Say hi to Nathaniel Lowe.
Ooh, I don't like to sing hail.
Say hi to Nathaniel Lowe.
Oh, I thought he was doing the old Hitler thing.
No. That old gag? No.
I was like, he's not in hot water for that?
No.
Sig Heil.
No, he didn't. No. He didn't pull off that one.
He didn't do the Elon?
No. But, the people do like it, but he did not pull that off last night.
I was like, I expected more of a backlash. But apparently that's where we're at now, where you're allowed to do that.
So now the game is tied. Geraldo cannot find the plate, right? He did strike out Toro and Wong again, all right?
Shocking that happened.
But after that, he can't find the plate.
Right.
Roman Anthony gets up there, 4 straight balls after swinging on the first pitch for a strike. But after that, it's like nothing but balls. It's just, Bregman walks on 4 straight pitches, okay? Duran gets up there. He took 1 strike looking, but other than that, 4 balls. Trevor Story. This is what pissed me off more than anything.
29 pitches, Fred, 9 for strikes.
Geraldo cannot find the plate, and they're giving him nothing as they shouldn't. He's trying to paint the corners a little bit, and the ump's like, no, you stink. That's another ball. That's another ball.
Tie game, bottom of the 9th.
Tie game. The bases are loaded. Trevor Story gets up there. What does he do? Swings at this changeup that is missing low, and it's not even close. Mm-hmm. Swings at this 88-mile-an-hour changeup that I'm like, what are you doing swinging at that thing? Because sure enough, he follows it up with 2 straight balls, and then ends up hitting into the
force out
into the force out to end the
third
inning.
base on a pitch that was low and outside.
Yes, but him swinging at that first pitch pissed me off more than anything. So all right, we go to
second straight inning. By the way, Fred, they've left the bases loaded.
Right, I'm aware. Yes.
All right, we go to extras. Nothing in the 10th. Let's go to the 11th, where the Orioles did score top 11. Joe Murray was on last night in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Well, by the way, in the top of the 11th, Baltimore scores like you should when you start with a runner on second.
Yes.
You don't even have to get a hit.
No.
You just have to move the runner along, and that's what you do.
On the swinging bunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little dribbler play. Go ahead, just score the run.
One other quick thing. In the 10th inning, the Red Sox had the bases loaded and went out and did the score.
Oh, yeah, I failed to mention that. So 3 straight times starting in the 8th inning.
Yes.
They go 8th, 9th, 11th. 10th.
Yes.
Bases loaded.
Yes. Do not score.
Do not score.
Yes.
Joe Murray, we're just going to listen to him kind of lay this whole thing out.
You wouldn't take the bat out of Roman Anthony's hands, would you, Skaz?
No.
Oh, is he going to tag up? Here we go. We got to play it. Oh, no. Hey, when it's gone, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are they doing? Can somebody answer what they just did? Okay, fly ball to center field. That would have been the second out. He fakes to run home, but the ball gets thrown into the batter's box on the other side, the warm-up box.
I have no idea why he didn't just go home. He started to.
They talked about it after the game, and the third base coach said that they had made the decision before the series that they weren't going to test his arm.
Yes, Cora said that as well after when he was asked.
Oh, maybe it was Cora that said
Oh,
it.
yeah. Do you want to hear Cora explain it?
Sure.
Okay.
On that play, there was Eaton at third.
That's an impact arm in center field. We prepare before the series, and we decide who we're going to challenge and not. So we didn't challenge him.
Is that Eaton's call to stop, or is Hudson telling him?
We prepare before the series, and that's an impact arm, and we decided not to challenge him.
Okay. Even if you just need one run, you've got a runner at third, and you're down a run in the 11th inning, maybe you change your mind at that point.
Yeah, maybe that's something that you have a conversation about when you get into extra innings, that you're going to review that whole policy. But I don't blame the third base coach if his marching orders are don't test the guy's arm. Then it's don't test the guy's arm.
But for Cora, maybe
because if he runs into that out, then why the hell did you send him? I told you not to send him. I mean, it's all up in the air. I mean, if Cora wanted it, I blame Cora, because if Cora wanted it, Cora should have said to him, "Look, this is the 11th. If we're desperate for a run, we need to tie this thing. Let's it's a call. It's your call if we send him or not."
It's a shame too, because that's the one time during the game where the Red Sox executed. You started with a runner on second, you bunted him to third to get that runner to third base with one out, which is what you want to do, and they couldn't score him with the top of the order up. It's remarkable.
And Anthony hit the ball in the air, and you get it was Anthony, right?
Yes, Roman Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony got
ball.
the ball in the air, and he did what he was supposed to do. But,
and it all ended up with.
And Baltimore wins both games here. That one a bitter
the
one.
Bluebirds
Red Sox
are out
lose
at
their
Fenway.
third straight. You have to wonder, will these losses to the Marlins and the Orioles come back to haunt the Red Sox in late September? Who knows right now?
How
but for the
could they?
moment, they really
I'm sure
stink.
it'll all be fine. I'm sure that you won't have any thought about this when we get to the end of the month.
Well, they play. Obviously, they start their series with the Yankees, and it's going to be a very, very telling. 4 games with a red-hot Yankee team that hit 9 home runs yesterday.
Yeah, Judge is back in the lineup. Go figure.
Yeah, and so, look, it all changes. I mean, if this weekend you've got a 4-game series, you take 3 of those games, everyone's happy. But you go in there and you wet the bed. Kansas City's red hot, as we talked about yesterday. They continue to win.
They're 2.5 back now of both you and Seattle. Seattle got beat again. So you're tied with Seattle. Yankees are a game ahead. Kansas City's 2.5 back. So
there you go. Sir Mix-a-Lot very concerned, but he'll dig in and he'll go for his local 9. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. A lot happened in the NFL yesterday. Some starting quarterbacks named, some not, And we'll have that here, the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox left 13 runners on base. They lost to Baltimore 4-3 in 11 innings last night. Nathaniel Lowe, a 2-run homer to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth in his Sox debut. Sox have lost 8 of 12. They visit the Yankees tomorrow night. Patriots went through another practice yesterday morning without a handful of wide receivers, including Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Williams, Javon Baker, Efton Chisholm, and Jalen Polk. Christian Gonzalez also missing. The final exhibition game is tomorrow night on the road against the New York Giants. And after making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in back-to-back years, Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle signed a multi-year extension. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the McGovern Automotive Group. McGovern or 98.5 The Sports Hub are giving away a brand new Ford F-150. For more info on how to enter, follow 98.5 The Sports Hub and McGovern Auto Group on Instagram. Complete rules and details at 98.5thesportshub.com. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Don't get sparked with another outrageously high price for a new mini-split system for your home or office. Call L&F Electrical Heating and Cooling and get a mini-split system installed at a price that can't be beat. Guaranteed. Call 844-LF-WIRES or visit lfelectricalservice.com. If you didn't call L&F, you probably got sparked.
It's Warrendale's end of summer sell-off with great deals throughout the store. Yes, get great Warrendale end of summer deals.
What else is going on in the world of sport?
You mentioned some quarterbacks being named, some others not. Let's start in Indianapolis. Shane Steichen, who have you named as your head coach, and why do you believe, or who have you named as your starting quarterback, and why do you believe in, you know who it is, friend?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel
Why do you
Jones.
think you all can win with Daniel when his career record isn't good? And the last time we saw him play football for the Giants, it wasn't good.
Sounds like a decent question right off the
Wow.
top. Go
Wow.
get him.
Said hot Indianapolis media, man.
Yeah.
They're all over it.
All right.
You got that Doyle fella. He's going making heart shapes to Caitlin Clark. They got everyone down there.
Well, I think that he's proven that he's played good football in that 2022 season. He had a hell of a year that year. I think that was the highest completion rate in Giants franchise history that season. So he's proven to do it. I know he's had his ups and downs, but everyone's journey is different and feel confident in his abilities.
Yeah, my job is on the line. I'm going with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
That didn't surprise me at all. People are like, it was even in camp, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but if I gotta, I mean, first of all, Richardson can't stay healthy, so when he gets hurt in the third week, then I got to put Jones in anyway. Might as well start with Jones. And if I need someone to execute, if I'm some offensive genius and I need someone to execute my system, from what I've seen from Richardson, the amount of football he's played in his life is very limited. He barely played in college, so...
You were talking about people who don't see mediocre teams of forming opinions. Anyone who thinks that Anthony Richardson should be a starter anywhere has not watched him. He's awful.
Well,
he's awful.
He's like a Joe Milton type. Like, he's got every physical trait you'd want in a quarter. I mean, he's like a freak.
Yeah.
A freak athlete. He's huge. He's lightning fast.
Yeah.
He's got arguably arguably the best arm I've ever seen. I mean, it's like Jamarcus Russell, the hillbilly from Illinois that went to
Jeff George.
Jeff George. There's a few guys. He's got like an effing cannon.
Yep.
But he can't figure things out, and then he gets desperate and he gets nailed and he gets hurt, and that's just the way his career has gone. He's the 4th overall pick, but it looks like this might be a journeyman situation.
Did you see the reaction from his agent yesterday upon finding out that his client, Anthony Richardson, was going to be the backup?
You got to get ahead of it. Yeah, he's doesn't know what his future is going to be, but you got to get ahead of it, because if you're Indianapolis, do you pick up the 5th-year option on him? Like, I don't think there's any way you pick it up.
No.
So he's going to be so get ahead of it. I mean, he's going to be a free agent anyway, so you might as well go like, we want this.
Yeah.
Well, I want a Benz for Christmas.
We have a lot to discuss. Trust is a big factor, and that is at best questionable right now.
Right.
Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be a free. Again, I agree that it's quite a price tag to pick up a 5th-year option on a guy you took 4th in the draft. So my inclination would be that he is indeed not. He's going to be a free agent. So if I'm the agent, yeah, he wants this. He doesn't want to come back. Okay.
Right, but the quotes coming out of it. First of all, the story is, he stopped short of asking for a trade. Quote, "We have a lot to discuss," unquote. Like the agent's going to thunder in there and tell Steichen, I can't believe you've done this.
Okay, off the top of my head, there's one team that would want him and want him to play, and that's New Orleans, who has not named a starter. So he probably is the best quarterback if he goes to New Orleans. He ain't starting in Cleveland. They're not taking him. They already got 5 quarterbacks. They have 5.
No, it's not. Don't need to go through this exercise. There's no team
to start
that
him
would want him to start him.
Right. So, like, if you're New Orleans maybe. So if you trade him to New Orleans, there's a chance he starts. There's no way he starts anywhere else. So where are you going to trade him? Who's going to trade for him? Are you going to deplete your future assets to go take a flyer on Richardson before the season?
The 4th overall pick. What are you going to get for him? Seriously.
Right now, like a 5th-round pick.
You'll get Joe Milton. That's what you'll get. You'll get a Joe Milton return. Good. That's a great way to do business.
By the way, Milton's been terrible this preseason.
Yes. Every time I turn around, I see a meme of him overshooting somebody.
Yeah, and I'm getting emails like from people going like, okay, fair enough. And I always appreciate that. Because I was very humbled by that game that he insisted on winning. So the Buffalo game that they put him in, and
that cost you Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he was the only one trying, and It could have been something. Yeah, we could have had Williams or Daniels. You could have had anyone.
All right, let's see what Kellen Moore is saying down in New Orleans. As you said, okay, Richardson, but they have a couple of quarterbacks. They're splitting first-team reps. I think I would start Spencer Rattler over Anthony Richardson.
Pete, by the way, the futures on New Orleans is the same as the Jets, and they don't have a quarterback. But go ahead.
Oh, it's close. We look at every aspect of this quarterback situation, and so it's really, really close. Numbers, experiences, reps, everything. It's going all the way back to start of training camp. Everything is very, very close between this group, and so we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, so the old saying is, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none.
All right.
Also, if you have no quarterbacks,
You have none.
You have none.
Yeah. Should I start Rattler, who's a 5th-round draft pick this year, or should I start Tyler? Now, I say it's Schuff, but I'm told I pronounce it incorrectly. He was the 48th overall pick this year.
There are some people that love that kid too, the Schuff or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
There's I can't remember who. Someone I think I like.
There's
saying how
talk
much-
of
maybe it was Joe.
Well, they were talking about already trading him to the Bills, and it would be a Schuff off to Buffalo.
Yeah. I don't even get it, but I'm going to pretend I do. Shuffling on off to Buffalo? Is that what this song
Shuffle
is?
off to Buffalo.
Of course. Somewhere, Mike behind the Mike Callahan is tipping his cap to you. Because he's like a steampunk. He's like a steampunk. He lives in 1920. Watch it. I'm all over the place, but watch this Danny Elfman, What's in My Bag? Amoeba Records does this thing that is on YouTube, and it can be interesting. But sometimes you're like, I have no idea who this person is. But they go around this huge record store basically and pick out stuff and say why they picked it out. And Danny Elfman does it. First of all, he's the most frightening looking human being. He looks like he's from a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. Like the plastic surgery and the tattoos, like it's all weird.
Because he was weird looking back in the 80s.
Not anywhere. I'm not joking. Danny Elfman, and I'm not being mean. I think it's by design. Danny Elfman looks frightening. And I do believe he did it on purpose. Because a lot of it's like weird tattoos. And everyone's tattooed now, so it's not like freaky. I mean, there's dudes I see with tattoos on their face, and I'm like, whatever. But he talks about how in the early 80s, when he was like out of high school, him and his friends, his like crew, didn't consume anything that was like created after like 1925. So they were playing 78 RPM records and wearing clothes as if they were
with Jack White. What's the matter with him?
They were only wearing clothes like they dressed up like they were in 1925. It's like The Secret History. It's like that John Tart book. Those weirdos at Bennington College. Everyone gets these references. But anyway, there are young people in the world that just will go, I'm going to pretend I live in this era. No matter how short or esoteric the era is. And they just live in that era. They make that decision, which is pretty fascinating. Like, I am not going to do... We are in 1925, and we were going to live like it in Los Angeles. Like, we're not Amish. We're, like, going to live in Los Angeles, and we're not going to have a TV, and we're going to not have, like, a real record player. We're going to have we're going to go to these, like... Everything we buy is going to be from, a secondhand store or some antique store. And that's how we're going to live because I enjoy that time.
I think it speaks to the real possibility or even probability of reincarnation. These people are just tapping into their past lives, Fred.
All right, touche, my friend.
Noodle on that. All right, very quickly, Kevin Stefanski on naming the starter there in Cleveland.
Yeah, all along been evaluating our guys, and I thought Joe has performed really well in camp and going back to the off-season program. I thought he's done exactly what we've asked him to do, and I think we have a lot of confidence in him.
Oh, he's a hero in Buffalo after 2023. Remember when he was good?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what are they going to do? Yeah. Everyone else is hurt.
Yeah.
That poor kid from Pittsburgh, he ain't never going to play.
40-year-old Joe Flacco getting the ball there for the Browns.
I think he might get hurt. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, let's see. There's Kenny Pickett. There's Dillian Gabriel. There's Shedeur Sanders, all of whom are dinged up.
Yeah,
So,
and I think that Flacco has I'm going to go on a limb and say he's a lack of mobility. So I'm guessing that maybe he gets hurt. But that's me. All right, we'll be back. Certainly not wishing it upon the man. Who is going to play the Super Bowl halftime show? We're all fascinated. But there are people believe they know, and Hardy has the evidence that they are pointing to. We will explain in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy. just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Baltimore Orioles completed a 2-game sweep of the Red Sox and handed them their 3rd straight loss overall.
Io gets a little piece in front of the plate, and he brings in the run. He just scraped a changeup off the dirt, scoring Jackson, and Samuel Basallo as his first go-ahead RBI in the big leagues.
That infield dribbler scored the go-ahead run for the Orioles in a 4-3 win in 11 innings at Fenway Park. Nathaniel Lowe tied it with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th in his first game with the Sox, but then they left the bases loaded after that. In fact, the Sox left the bases loaded in the 8th and 9th innings, had the bases loaded and 1 out in the 10th, and the tying run on 3rd to end the ball game. They were 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position for the night. They've lost 8 out of 12. They visit the Yankees tomorrow night. Patriots are without Christian Gonzalez, Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Williams, and many others at practice yesterday. Their next exhibition game is their final one on the road against the New York Giants tomorrow night. Daniel Jones was named the starting quarterback in Indianapolis over Anthony Richardson, and after making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in back-to-back years, Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle signed a multi-year contract extension with the team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. With over 50 trucks on the road, because your clogged drain is their emergency, go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Pat's training camp is coming, and we'll be there to bring you every drill, every scrimmage and preseason game as the Pats get ready for a new season of football. On your home for all things Patriots, 98.5 The Sports Hub. What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
The video of John glaring in defense of me at Hardy. It's beautiful.
I have seen it. It was a quick little glance. You picked that up. It was like an 1/8 of a second, and you somehow saw that.
Yep.
But it did happen.
I got my antenna up all the time.
Now, John, was that because you thought I was out of line?
Probably. I've already forgotten the circumstances around it, to be honest with you.
He's good. It was 40 minutes ago.
So many.
You
things
don't remember.
have happened. So many. We've discussed so many things since then.
I think we're all not going to live long lives. I think you're new to the game.
No,
relatively.
I've felt it take already a year or two off my life.
Yeah, and it's. I understand it's not. You always have to say something like this. I understand it's not like shoveling.
Yeah.
We're not working on the railway or something like building railroads or putting up power lines in rural areas where you're climbing poles all day.
And maybe it is a simple case of we all just need to go to bed earlier, because everyone else I talk to that gets up early for work, they all go to bed at like 9 o'clock. And I can't make myself do it. Last night I was into that Red Sox game. I couldn't stop watching it.
Me neither.
So what was that? 10:30?
Yeah, a rare, now in today's day and age, a rare long baseball game over 3 hours.
There was a guy in Atlanta, not from my station, that I was friends with, that I thought about working with, that would do what he would do is he would go to bed at 7:30 at night. He'd get up at 2:30 in the morning. He'd do all his work, go into the show, do the show, and as soon as the show was over, he was done. So meaning that like at 10 o'clock in the morning, that was it. He'd go get high, and he would spend his day like chilling out. Like that was it. But that was the way he functioned. Go to bed at 7. And he had kids. Go to bed at 7:30. Get up at 2:30. Do a couple hours of work. Go into the station. Do the show. But at 10 o'clock, don't bother me. I'm not doing anything. I did it all already. I'm going to go get high. Like, leave me be. At a pool. Would sit by the pool. Get an assistant. I don't even think he made that much money. He seemed to go loosey-goosey. I'll have to check on what he's doing now. But Romero gets up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and works out.
He goes to the gym.
He goes to the gym like a psycho.
He's like Mark Wahlberg. He just goes up and he's got things to do. He's got dip in the cryo. He's doing the whole thing.
But the thing with that is, like with Eric was the one guy, and then with Romero, who I don't think just gets high after the show. But from what I see, he hangs around here for a while. So like, but you're robbing Peter to pay Paul at that moment. Like you're still missing night. You're just getting up earlier, and like you understand what I'm saying. Like it all evens out in the end. I don't know what the advantage is of working out before work. I guess you get it out of the way. But I mean, you could go work out after work. If you didn't take a nap, you could do a lot of stuff. Live a very full life. But I need more than anything those 2 hours taken out of the day.
How are you doing with that? You were very holier than thou. I can't believe you go to sleep in the afternoon. You're missing out. You got things to do. Do you still go without a nap?
I do like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, more than anything, I just need those 2 hours to be gone.
No,
too much day.
And some days I don't do that, but it's I would call it half an hour of don't bother me time. That's it.
See, 2 hours. If the day is way too long, then it has to be full. That's why you're watching the movies.
Yesterday was so long because Calvin wanted to go to Topgolf because it was his birthday yesterday. So as soon as I got home, we went to Topgolf. I grabbed a quick nap, but after Topgolf and my nap, it was only 2:00. So then cut the grass, did a bang-up job yesterday. I mean, the edging along the driveway, I should have taken a picture.
I don't need to know that you're almost getting there and then they're stopping. That's unnecessary. He's getting too blue.
No. It's a line trimmer situation.
Oh.
The edging.
Oh, I thought you were getting slapped right when you were there.
I thought there was something else happening, too.
You can also do a squeeze thing, I've read about.
Those videos are fascinating.
You've read about. Okay.
Then he wanted, of all things, he wanted to go bowling last night for his birthday.
Active kid.
Yeah, let's
Kings?
go.
You went over to Kings?
We went over to Kings.
He's like Fred Flintstone with his activities. He wants to hit balls and go bowling.
Why did he eat a Brontosaurus burger?
You go to Kings.
Go to the drive-in after.
You get some food there. And
we did the whole thing, and it's like it was 9:00 when we got home, and I'm like, then I watched the last half of the Red Sox, and it was a long day, an absurdly long day. All right, let's get to the Taylor Swift thing, and thank you to this writer from Billboard, Hannah Daly, who, if nothing else, sat through the entire New Heights podcast to find all the Easter eggs in there about what is presumed to be an impending announcement as to the Super Bowl halftime performer. People think it's going to be Taylor Swift. Now, why do people think it's going to be Taylor Swift? All of the things talked about on the New Heights podcast, you boys rank these in terms of whether or not they are true Easter eggs or not. Okay?
Yep.
So she did announce her new era. It's not just an album, it's an era. The Life of a Showgirl. So she does have new music to promote. Okay? That's a pretty small Easter egg. They did discuss the Super Bowl. Now, she's on the podcast with her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who has obviously played in Super Bowls. She said her relationship with sports was like, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I always heard my dad yelling at the screen, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I thought she grew up in Massachusetts through the name of her tour. I thought she was a big fan of the Kennedys.
No.
Era.
I would go to sporting events so that I could sing the national anthem. I know every halftime show from the Super Bowls, but I don't watch sports. Is that an Easter egg or not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's an artist. She's only focused on, like, when I watched the Super Bowl with those guys that went to Creative Circus, and they told me to shush during the commercials because do I talk while the DJ's talking on the radio? And I went, as a matter of fact, I do. I don't know why they told me to shush, like literally shush.
Okay, so here's number two. We'll just put this under the umbrella, as the writer from Billboard did, the sourdough. Taylor said on the podcast that she's really into sourdough bread. Right now, we're deep in sourdough obsession that has taken over my life. I'm really talking about bread 60% of the time now. What's the significance of the sourdough?
Where's the Super Bowl?
San Francisco, where the name of the mascot of the San Francisco 49ers is Sourdough Sam.
Of course.
Sure.
I thought the name of it was
because
San Francisco.
Right, yoo-hoo.
Woohoo! Sailor. You know?
Yeah.
Because of the gays.
Right.
Yeah. You got that?
Hello. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Fred.
She's talking about sourdough 60% of the time, she said. This will be Super Bowl number?
I have no idea.
69?
50-something.
Oh, I thought you
She's
just
talking
said
about
60.
sourdough 60% of the time.
60. Super Bowl 60.
I'm not kidding. I don't think that these are off. I think that maybe these were, yeah.
That's interesting. Yes, of course. Let's do that. Sure. Good.
Jason Kelsey on the podcast listed her accomplishments at the beginning of the episode.
That's why he was there. That's why he was there, to list her accomplishments. Good job, Jason. Now I don't believe anyone watched it. I believe it was all bots. Go ahead.
Thank you for screaming for like 47 seconds for me. That was so nice. And then later, Taylor said how many countries she's visited over the course of the Eras Tour. She said, 47,000. 47. What is it? What are you talking about? Well, out of the total number of shows that she played on her Eras Tour. Show number 47 took place at Levi's Stadium, where Super Bowl 60 will be held.
See, I think that was more the power of suggestion. This is the first one where I'm saying it was the power of suggestion. 47 was used by a hotshot media personality, Jason Kelsey, whose documentary is available on Netflix. And his life needs to be examined more because he was the center of the Philadelphia Eagles for 10 years, and he is married with children. Fascinating life. So, I mean, listen, if anyone needs to be examined, it's that. It can teach us a lot of lessons. And I think that that's just the power of suggestion. He said 47 seconds that had stuck in her head. But it sounds like they had fun. How many countries have we been to? I don't know, 47,000. I don't know. She's been around the world.
There's not even that many countries, Taylor.
Probably not.
Oh, God.
Not what you have to check.
Now,
she's stupid.
No,
dummy. There's not 47,000 countries.
She's done this before, though. She said she's hidden clues about what she's doing next using numerology. She even said on the podcast, the art of the Easter egg. There's do's and don'ts. I love numerology. I love math stuff. I love dates. That stuff I find really fun.
Do you think that what might be difficult about Taylor Swift, and again, I understand why Jason Kelsey, saw her captivated stadium crowd and became enamored with her. I understand that completely, but there is that with being this famous that everything you say is treated as if it's interesting. So, and you can do things like hide Easter eggs in your conversation, and people will comb through like this. I would imagine that you can be fairly insufferable if you're coming in from the outside, like someone who's in cocoon of yes people, and then you enter that cocoon. And all of a sudden they start saying things like talking about numerology and everyone's nodding their heads. It's like at that Thanksgiving dinner where the relative of my ex-wife was talking about how the cat psychic could communicate with the two cats that were present. But the one that ran away she was unable to lock minds with because of its absence. And my mother just went, that makes sense. And then you go, am I the only one who's sane here? So I could see, and then, someone glares at you and starts yelling at you because you're mean. I would imagine that would happen. I would not last in that cocoon very long. Because I would go, what the hell are you talking about? It's stupid numbers.
The common factor of the universal tone.
That's right. That's the numbers.
5-15-75.
It is the Rogan effect. It's just
is a very, very seductive number.
Yeah, sure.
3.14-159-265-358979323846.
Jeeves, give me my gi. The numbers say now is the time to wrestle.
Levi's are involved with the Super Bowl because it'll be held at Levi's Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The company behind the stadium shared a video of someone sewing a sparkly orange tag into the pocket of a pair of jeans in honor of Taylor announcing her new album.
Huh? Wait, what?
They showed a video of someone sewing
On the podcast?
No, just like an online ad.
Oh.
Shared a video of someone sewing a sparkly orange tag into the pocket of their jeans, and they said, subtle swap for the big day. Now, maybe Levi's getting in on this because the Super Bowl will be played at Levi's Stadium.
No, I just think it's because Jason Kelsey appeals to dungaree-wearing mofos. You know?
He's in every
man of the earth.
Yeah.
Like, you got to wear denim if you're going to be down on your knees. You understand?
I understand.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. I already made my joke.
Now, there's one more. There's a couple of business reasons why it might have to do with more than anything, because Taylor is a master, business person, and this would be the first Super Bowl that would take place while we're in a world where Taylor owns her masters. She now owns her master recordings. So if you were going to get like a windfall of album sales, I don't know how many more albums Taylor could expect to sell as a result of performing at the Super Bowl halftime
How long
show.
has she wanted to be dominated? How many masters does she have to buy? Hello.
But she finally can say now whatever gets sold now, she will make more money from. And also the sponsorships involved. Pepsi was a big sponsor for a while. I guess they're out. Apple Music now has more to do with the Super Bowl halftime show, which, Taylor is friendly with. So there are business reasons as to why now it would make more sense for her financially to do it as opposed to years past.
If she does the Super Bowl halftime show, it's going to overshadow the Super Bowl. She's the one person on the planet that it will absolutely overshadow the Super Bowl. People will be just enduring the first half to get to it. The NFL would be smart just to let her do a full set. I'm not kidding.
Oh, extend it by like another 10 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, would I care? No. Now look at the Jets are going to need that time to regroup because it's going to be a tough
Make
first
halftime
half.
adjustments.
Yeah. Glenn needs time to cook. He needs to motivate. Give a Gipper-like speech at halftime.
Who are they playing?
It's immaterial. It's just the loser. See who they'll be playing. Whatever cockamamie team comes out of that weak NFC. But they'll come out there. Yeah. They'll have to make an adjustment.
I'm surprised.
Maybe for you, I'll throw the Lions in there. Let them get a chance.
I'm surprised they would need so much time at halftime to regroup. It sounds like they're going to be up 35-0.
No. First half will be tough because, if they've never been there before. It's a young team.
Tight.
They'll be tight in the first half. And then it will take Glenn so much experience in the NFL to work them out at the halftime. Loosen them, but get them, excited for the right reasons. Then they come out. They won the coin toss, you understand? So they come out in the second half. They deferred. So they come out in the second half, and Fields just goes like, we're going to ground and pound. He says, we're grounding and pounding, baby. He's like, look, we're going to wear this defense down. Little quick passes.
Yeah.
It's
a smart play with
RPOs
with a big lead like that.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't have a lead. They're down.
I'm sorry. They're down.
So you would think they're going for big plays, but no. They're just going to come out and wear them down. They're going to dominate. Then
fourth quarter is theirs.
Late fourth quarter. I mean, it's Hall, Allen, 7 yards a pop because they're just whatever. The Rams defense is just shook. They're physically beating injuries, everything, taking these faking injuries just to get some time to catch their breath. That's what's going to happen. You'll see.
It's
1,000 to 1, but you got 1,800 to 1, but you got to go.
As silly as this whole thing sounded to me about Taylor Swift playing the halftime at the beginning, now, not because of the Easter eggs, but the mere mention that it's a possibility, like, it almost has to happen now. A, because it would be such a disappointment to people if it didn't, and B, who's going to want to do it? If even just a faction of Taylor Swift fans, and only them, think it's going to be her, anyone else who does it, is that people are going to crap all over it and say this sucks.
But do you think that a label pays? I'd have to ask Adam. But do you think like a label like kind of? I mean, obviously we all know how the music industry works. At least it did back in the day before. I guess you could just have computers listen to your songs, and that's how you got on the Billboard charts. So I maybe this doesn't happen anymore because literally all I have to do is a bunch of IT guys artificially raise my
Right.
listens. But I would imagine that the labels or the entertainment industry works very closely to get their guy in. I'm sure there's exceptions, but I would imagine that part of the factor is the artist, like the bump they get from it. This wouldn't affect Taylor Swift's career in any way. So it, like The Weeknd, even Kendrick Lamar, like artists like this, they need it. Even Prince when he played.
Well, Maroon 5 when they played, like
No. That's an exception. The five are synonymous with guys.
I apologize. Yes,
yeah.
That's right.
You probably couldn't even name anyone but the guy with the Epiphone tattoo. When he took his shirt off, it was really bad. I can't even sarcastically say that. It was good. Maroon 5 was a band where they should have just taken the knee. They should have just gone like, you know what? Yeah. This is not a good idea.
Or bring back what was the halftime show for all those years?
Up with People.
Bring back Up with People.
Up with People, I believe, was the halftime show when I went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In Super Bowl 16.
Bad halftime show that Maroon 5 won.
I don't remember anything from it, but I was there.
Took his shirt off.
Yeah, Maroon 5, like there's a point where like, yeah, you're getting a big audience, but like when you suck, it's probably better not to be exposed.
He took that shirt off. And
it was this is the big orchestrated.
Move. Look at this. I'm taking the shirt off.
He took his shirt.
Whoa.
You know, he took his shirt off at rehearsal.
Of course.
Because it was like a moment.
It's a moment. We got to get the timing down.
And the thing is that like I watched the Super Bowl obviously with like a bunch of bitches, right? And so like I'm watching the Super Bowl, and even the women were like, this is gross. Like he's gross. Like he had no business. Let's put it this way: it wasn't a big scene when he took his shirt off. You're like, all right, you're a normal guy,
right?
You're not. Come off with it. Come out with the
reactions.
shirt off.
It was whatever, or wow, those are some really bad tattoos.
Well, they're horrible tattoos. Yeah. I mean, an Epiphone is a weird tattoo to get. Like it's huge. It's the most glaring one on him, and it's on his stomach, which is dumb. And so he's got all that, but he took his shirt off like it was going to be some hot tamale, and he was just some guy. Like he looked like a guy in Newton that runs. Like, all right, like I go to my neighbor's house, play with myself. I don't need this. You know, if you're gonna come with the goods. At least be Steven Tyler skinny.
Yeah,
like that feminine skinny. You know, like coked out looking, coked out or muscular. You got to pick a lane. If you're just gonna be some guy, I don't need it. You're not raising the arrow. Come on. Hustler Magazine, weakest rating.
No movement.
No movement at all. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll talk about the Patriots with a new friend of ours. We will have that in just a moment.
You're listening.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
I'm trying to predict who's going to be available. Maybe some.
I think this is a playoff team, which we all agree is nonsense. And it does put a tremendous amount of pressure on Drake May, who's, 23? And, he's got to now, not make mistakes. Enough for you, for a very borderline talented team, to make the playoffs. You have to almost be perfect. And that seems how does he look to you, Taylor?
I think he's looked inconsistent, and I think that's not unfair for a second-year quarterback who didn't start a full season last year, is in a Josh McDaniels offense that I do think fits him very well, to be honest, but I think it's also fair to understand there will be growing pains. And the past couple weeks, we've seen the joint practices where he has extended work against teams that he hasn't seen before. Last week especially was very difficult because he's going up against a Brian Flores defense that no one's figured out yet, right? It's the scheme that he's not really even going to see for the rest of the season, because as much as you may want to copy what Brian Flores does, you don't have the coaches and you don't have the players to execute it at the same level. So I will say a couple of days ago was maybe one of the more discouraging practices that they had, where end-of-half situations have really been a struggle. You saw some spray misses. Drake had a really bad interception where he just kind of threw it over the middle and nobody knew who exactly he was throwing to. But I will give him this. He has protected the football for the most part, which is really what they're asking him to do at this point. That was a big issue for him last year. And there are times where in the preseason game, especially against the Vikings, may not have capitalized on some downfield windows, whether that's because of coverage disguises, whether it's because he doesn't want to turn the ball over and put it in harm's way. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten a chance to dig in on that aspect necessarily, but there's also been good moments. I mean, the ball security's been better. When he's on, and he looks like that, top 3 pick rather. But there also have been some ups and downs that I think you'd expect from a young quarterback.
Now we have a lot of question marks on the offensive line. We have a question mark surrounding Stephon Diggs. We're really not sure who the other starting wide receiver is going to be. I understand all of these things, but what do you think the ceiling is for this offense? Because I'm looking at it, and I can't see them as any better than the middle of the pack.
Well, and I also like, Taylor, that you said there's going to be growing pains, because there are. I mean, the expectation of winning 11 games, really you have to be, on this team, very, very, very efficient.
People take one kernel of good news. We have a young quarterback. We got Stephon Diggs. We have this great running back, Travion Henderson, and they think, okay, it's back to the glory days, when in reality, it probably isn't.
Well, and also you can develop into a great quarterback, but, have games where you struggle as a 23-year-old. But go ahead, Taylor.
Yeah. No, and I mean, there are reasons for optimism. This defense has looked good, especially the pass rush, and they're fairly deep in some areas. The run game has looked very good. They're, take this with a huge grain of salt, but they're one of PFF's best run teams. But at the same time, the passing game, they're going to have to find some sync. They're going to have to find some rhythm. Now, in terms of the ceiling for this offense, I think middle of the pack is probably what would about be right, because the passing game, we don't know what exactly it's going to look like yet, and a lot of that is because of the pass protection. You still don't really have the other day, for example, I asked Mike Vrabel about the left guard competition, and he unsolicited mentioned center as well. So those are two interior spots that aren't settled that, you were hoping maybe Jared Wilson would solidify himself at one. I still think he's going to play at one or the other, but now Ben Brown is in the mix, so he could either end up playing at center or left guard. And to be fair to Ben Brown, he's had some very good moments this preseason, but he's also had some struggles because he's not your typical starter. And, of course, you've got Will Campbell, who Elliot Wolf mentioned when he spoke to us the other day that, he can't do the same thing every drop back like he did in college, where guys aren't quite as nuanced. You can get away with kick, punch, or maybe, a little fake punch here and there. In the NFL, he's going to have to be one of the league's best hand fighters to make up for some of his physical deficiencies. That's fine. Every player has to make some kind of accommodations, unless you're walking out there as Myles Garrett and you're a damn superhero.
Right.
The right side of the offensive line, I will say Mike Nwenu has looked pretty good. Morgan Moses, they have him on a plan, so he's been in and out of the lineup. But Marcus Bryant, honestly, one of their late day 3 picks, has looked really good at both tackle spots, I think.
He's going to need to play, because I love Morgan Moses. He's a tough guy, but there's no way he's playing 17 games this year. So they're going to go ahead.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Marcus Bryant is going to have to get some action. And one of the good things is Bryant played 42 career games, so he's got a ton of experience. And I think you see that where He doesn't really get beaten by line games and blitzes. He has pretty good vision of the field. You also see that even if he doesn't win, when he initially engages on a block, the dude stays on it. He knows how to reposition himself and his hands. So I'm excited about Marcus Bryant. But, I mean, honestly, the receiver position has surprised me. There is much more a reason for optimism there than I expected. Kayshon Boutte's taken a step in his development. I always call it the sacrificial X for the Patriots, where you will probably never be the focus of a game plan. But if there's a one-on-one matchup and you can catch the ball and you can just move the chains, then that's how they'll use you. And Kayshon Boutte's been really good in that role. He is clutch in 2-minute situations. Then Demario Douglas has been their most consistent guy all summer. He's been looking electric. And I think their young guys, especially Kyle Williams and Efton Chisholm, I've been impressed by them. And Mac Hollins even. Mac Hollins was inconsistent when he first got onto the field, missed a lot of time. But the past, 2 weeks, he's been very good. So, again, I think this offense is going to take time to really find maybe its identity and for Drake to settle in. I was expecting more of like a Mac Jones, where that kid came out his first week and he was slinging it because he was able to kind of pick up on the Josh McDaniels offense. But everyone learns differently. I don't think Mac Jones was having it drilled in his head not to throw 50 yards downfield because that wasn't really his game. So, again, I am optimistic for certain reasons, but for right now, I think they're going to have a dominant run game and probably just an average to below average pass game, at least in the early out.
So if it's not in Drake May to immediately look 50 yards downfield and throw it, I would say it's in his game to, I'll just take this ball myself and run it downfield. It's been talked about a lot. They don't want him doing that as much this year. They want him protected. They want him to be able to protect himself. How has he looked in those circumstances throughout camp where he would have the ability to just, I can just go pick up these 8 yards on my own? How much of that have you seen?
That's been one of the most impressive things, I think, from Drake. And you do see how coachable he is in areas like that where when he gets out of the pocket, one, he doesn't want to leave the pocket. You can see that. There have been 3 or 4 times throughout the summer where I saw him think about leaving the pocket, but then he'd spot somebody underneath open and give the ball to that guy. Or when he does leave the pocket, he's keeping his eyes downfield and he's not letting it rip until he absolutely has to. Now, there are going to be some times where if the Red Sea parts and he's got a huge gap in the middle and it's zone coverage or man coverage and there's a big void there, he'll exploit that when he can. But it's never really felt premature. The only criticism I have of him as a runner so far is what Mike Vrabel pointed out in the preseason game where he gets out of the pocket and then holds on to it, lets it go, and takes a hit. It's a preseason game. Either try to put it on one of your guys or throw it away. There was no reason for him to take a hit there. So that's really my only criticism. But besides that, I think he's done a pretty fantastic job. At least, from my perspective, I don't have the tape on all these practices, so I can't say for sure. But it definitely looks like he's trying his best to remain a passer as long as possible and not using his legs as a crutch.
Taylor, as we get to the final preseason game tomorrow night, regular season right around the corner, this team's nursing a lot of injuries. I think half the wide receivers didn't suit up yesterday. Gonzalez is still out. Which injuries do we need to worry about?
That's a good question. Honestly, Gonzo feels like they're just putting him in bubble wrap. Efton Chisholm was on the stationary bite the other day, so it feels like he's going to be all right. There's not a lot of injuries that gravely concern me, to be honest. I think we're just at the point in the late section of the offseason where you want to make sure that you're not exacerbating anything. Will you tell me, are there any injuries that are really kind of on your mind that you guys are worried about?
Just Gonzalez.
Yeah, just make sure Gonzalez is ready to go.
Yeah, I think that was one of those things where it's like, hey, this guy's an all-pro. It was a hamstring. You know what? Let's not make a bigger thing of it than it is. Let's just keep him on the sideline. And isn't that what we asked for? If you know the guy's good and he's going to go out there and ball for you week one, put him in bubble wrap. You don't need to see anything.
It's just funny that, then you get into the argument of why play anyone? Like anyone who's going to start for you. It's just, it's an interesting hole to go down.
He's the only one with an all-pro, though.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just but
he's the only real player.
Yeah, he's the only good player. So that's what you do. Absolutely. Taylor Kyle's good stuff. Look for him at CLNS. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, fellas. Take care.
I appreciate it. By the way, a new mock draft.
I saw it.
Patriots picking 8th, taking edge rusher T.J. Parker to even solidify that defensive line
there
more.
You go. Nice.
T.J. Parker, Clemson.
Did I see 3 quarterbacks at the top and the Jets make a trade up to get one?
The Jets trade from 5 to 2.
Why would they trade for that if Justin Fields is going to lead them to a route in the Super Bowl?
Well, this is a very sky is falling, glass half empty look at the season from this guy.
Well,
this jabroni. I mean, we're going to look at this and laugh.
By the way,
look at the mock drafts from last year. In fact, maybe I will.
By the way, they have Buffalo with the last pick.
Oh,
Nelly, Super Bowl champion.
Maybe Shuff is going there.
Philadelphia Buffalo
Shuff
Super
is
Bowl.
off to Buffalo.
Detroit though makes the NFC Championship game though. You'll be happy
good.
to know.
Yeah,
thank
great.
God.
Maybe they'll have a 2-touchdown lead at halftime again.
They lose to Philadelphia. That was 2 years ago. You got to get over that. They lost handily.
I'll never get over that.
The game we were at, they lost handily.
But I was fine with that. I was oddly okay with it. It was the fact that they were on the doorstep at halftime of going to the Super Bowl.
You came in the next morning unwilling to be happy at halftime despite the lead, if I remember correctly. You kind of sensed that it was going to happen before it did.
I did, but I'm still not over it.
All right.
It would be interesting exercise I'm going to look at the first mock draft from last year. You can find them. Okay. Don't worry. I'll find them.
Okay.
Okay, guys?
Okay.
All right, buddies.
You started talking about hand fighting with Will Campbell in the offensive line. I immediately started looking at push hands videos. I found one here I think you'd enjoy, Fred.
Yeah, okay, good.
Martial Arts World Games. Look at these guys. Tell me this is not a real combat style. Look at those two warriors.
Boy, they look like they're wrestling in the living room. Mom! It's like sumo wrestling with guys that aren't fat. Just looks like chess players.
It's sumo wrestling between betas.
Jimmy's picking on me. Yeah.
What are the rules?
Yeah, there's no striking involved. And if you fall down, that's a point. So says the old man there.
I like Kyle Mooney from SNL is involved in this. Did you see the last guy, the Larry Fine guy? Before this. Boy, this is a dumb thing. Oh, whoa. Kyle Mooney just took the guy down. Oh, no, there's a skinhead at least. So you got that going. You can't get his hair. All right, we'll be back in just... Boy, that's stupid.
How did that guy even get into the
How is that a thing?
How is
that a thing?
Push hands?
Yeah, like it doesn't hurt.
I want Josh Waitskin on the show. Adam 12, can we get Josh Waitskin on the show, please?
I want Johnny Foreskin on the show. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox lost their third in a row last night, 4-3 in 11 innings to the Baltimore Orioles. They're now tied with Seattle for the final 2 wildcard spots in the American League and 1 game behind the Yankees. They have tonight off. They're in the Bronx starting tomorrow evening. Patriots were once again without Christian Gonzalez, Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, and Efton Chisholm at practice yesterday. The team flies to New York today. They'll play their final exhibition game against the Giants tomorrow night. And another NFL news, Daniel Jones named the starting quarterback in Indianapolis over top 5 draft pick Anthony Richardson. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Veterinary Urgent Care Center. With 8 locations in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, VUCC offers compassionate, convenient, high-quality care 7 days a week. Walk in or book an appointment at veturgentcare.com. Veterinary Urgent Care Center, urgent care for your pet's urgent needs. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the...
Sports Hub.
Your name, you got 985 seconds to call us back on the contest line, 617-931-0985 to qualify for the truck contest rules. And info on how to enter at 985thesportshub.com. I just informed you that ESPN has the Patriots picking 8th in the 2026 draft and taking TJ Parker, edge from Clemson. Would you like to hear the mock draft, Field Yates' mock draft from August of last year?
Sure.
This is last year, so this draft has already gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he is the Giants trading up to take Carson Beck from Georgia. With the number one overall pick in the draft, Carson Beck is playing for the Miami Hurricanes this season. He did not come out as he did not. I don't think he finished the season as a
Wasn't
starter.
very good.
Carolina was number 2. I don't know where they really picked. They took James Pierce. This is Denver Broncos. We're going to pick 3rd. Denver, of course, made the playoffs, taking Kelvin Banks Jr. Tennessee Titans at number 4 take Shedeur Sanders. We know what happened to him. The Commanders, who beat your Detroit Lions in the playoffs and had an electric Jaden Daniels. Field Yates had them picking 5th and taking Mikhail Williams from Georgia. The Patriots were going to trade to the 6th spot with the Giants, and they took Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. Minnesota at 7. Of course, Minnesota won, 13, 14 games. And they take Mason Graham, but he had them picking 7th. The Raiders taking Quinn Ewers from Texas, who went in the 7th round. I know because I got a signed rookie card. Arizona Cardinals got Nick Scorton from Texas A&M. The Saints taking Willie Campbell at 10.
Okay.
Seattle taking Travis Hunter at 11. Tampa Bay taking Benjamin Morrison. Do you know that name? The Steelers taking Ted McMillan.
Yeah.
All right, and it goes on and on and on. So suffice it to say, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The Jets were picking 20th, and they were going to take Deion Walker, the defensive tackle from Kentucky.
Mason Graham was a top 10 pick this year. Kelvin Banks, I think, still a top 10
Yeah,
pick.
Kelvin Banks was the offensive lineman from Texas.
Yeah,
they had San Francisco winning the Super Bowl, beating Kansas City in the Super Bowl. The Lions losing in the NFC Championship game, and Baltimore losing in the AFC Championship game. The Eagles losing in the divisional round. Cowboys losing the divisional round. Buffalo losing the divisional round. Cincinnati losing the divisional round. Green Bay losing in the divisional round. Not a great predictor of what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Whiffing. Top 5 picks for Denver and Washington. Please. Gag me with a spoon.
So the fact that this mock draft has the Patriots picking 8th, way off. It's going to be much higher.
More that it's got the Jets picking 5th and trading and needing a quarterback and being so hungry they trade to 2nd. That's where the real fallacy is. It's a fallacy like Wallacy. If you ask me, I'll go on record as saying that.
How many wins are the Jets going to have this year?
I don't know, 11, 12, 13.
How many wins, Fred?
Between 13 and 14.
I don't know. Tough start of the season, so 15.
All right.
Maybe they lose the opener because they're too emotional against Aaron Rodgers.
Of course.
7, 8.
So they're in the pay.
Pound the over on them because their over is 5.5. I don't understand that at all. They
right.
with a dunce at quarterback, they won 5 games last year.
I agree. I agree with you there. They should win more than 5.
I think they're better than New England, but I'm the only one who thinks that.
I think it's very close.
I think me and Samini think that. We're the two people that think that.
I think Buffalo is far and away the winner of this division. The Patriots and the Jets will fight for 2nd. It'll be close, one game or another. One team wins 7, another wins 6. One team wins 7, another
So I think one team
wins
wins 7 and another wins 8. And then I think it's one.
Well, if that's the
team's-
case, I'm not willing to go more than 7 on the Patriots, so the Jets will finish 2nd.
I see the Jets. 7 wins. Just looking at
7,
their
8
schedule
wins.
right now.
Yeah, 7, 8 wins.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Glenn's a good coach. I think that Fields is an improvement over Rodgers. I really do. I truly believe that.
They could probably beat Tampa. They'd probably split with the Dolphins. They'd lose to the Cowboys. They could probably
I think they beat the Cowboys.
Depends on who the Cowboys have.
I think they can
playing
beat Denver. They're at home against Denver.
They
can
should have
probably
beat Denver
they
last year.
should be able to beat Carolina. You figure a split with the Patriots, and they can beat New Orleans on the road in December.
They got to beat Cincinnati. I'm going to Cincinnati. I'm telling you right now. That's the game I've chosen.
Okay.
My son wants to go to Florida to see a game, but I said it's too far. I don't want to. We go to Cincinnati, nice and cheap. And you know they're going to bump us to first class because no one's flying to Cincinnati, so let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an hour-and-a-half flight. You got to get up there.
So your son wanted to go to the Dolphins game.
He wanted to go to Florida where it's warm, but it's too much of a pain in the ass. And in getting to Hard Rock, whatever the hell it's called now.
It's a massive pain
It's
in
a
the ass.
huge pain in the
It's
ass.
a
You have to
massive
be
pain in
friends
the
with
ass.
someone that lives in Florida.
And no Skyline chili. I mean, if you're going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get spaghetti with cinnamon chili on top, that's
Yes.
where you go.
Right.
Skyline chili. You have to have it if you want to get gross.
Circle that as a win. They're heading into the bye week after that. They're going to be all amped up. Come on, let's hit this bye week. We're going to win.
Yeah.
Fred touch
Aaron Glenn's
over here.
like, you know, we're gonna take. Look, it's been I've really worked you hard. Bye week, you win today. Aruba on me. And then everyone goes, hot dog. And then they go out there and really kill it. They go, we win, Aruba. We lose, Oklahoma drills all week. And then they go, I want to go to Aruba. Yeah, I've got it all planned out in my head. As long as they hurt Rodgers. If they hurt Rodgers in week 1, they can go 1-16. As long as they hurt Rodgers and beat Pittsburgh. And by the way, them hurting Rodgers, I take even money. Now, not a career-ending injury or something that takes him out for the
what
season.
an opener for Rodgers, too. On the road at the Jets.
And when the fans still care, week 1. So you'll have like an actual passionate crowd.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a December, like it's over. Like tickets are $1. This is, you know, let's go to the game, new regime. Let's go boo Rodgers. And he's immobile. So, I mean, look, and they got 2 kids that should be all right on the edges. And, you know.
Johnson's going to play?
Johnson's playing, yeah.
Right.
He's going to play. And Johnson and the other kid, McDonald, or whatever the hell his name is. They're 2 first-round picks. They should do something. Jesus Christ. Just wasted 2 first-round picks on them. Let's go. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with our fabulous news segment that everyone loves.
4-3 Baltimore win in 11 innings last night at Fenway Park. Garrett Whitlock allowed the go-ahead run on the top of the 11th, and then the Sox left a tying run on third to end it. Nathaniel Lowe, a 2-run homer to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth in his Sox debut. Sox have tonight off. They visit the Yankees tomorrow night. The Yankees hit 9 homers last night during a 13-3 road win over Tampa Bay. They lead both the Red Sox and Seattle by a game for the top wild card in the American League. As for the Patriots, they went through another practice yesterday morning without a handful of wide receivers. They include Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Williams, Javon Baker, Efton Chisholm, and Jalen Polk. Christian Gonzalez was also missing, but the defense has been really good so far under new coordinator Terrell Williams.
Just willing to learn, willing to take coaching. That's been really good, and they've gotten better from the start of training camp to where we are now.
Patriots visit the New York Giants tomorrow night in their final preseason game, and ESPN is reporting that the WNBA is now trying to push the owners of the Connecticut Sun to sell the team to them so they can facilitate a move to a preferred city. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Albrecht Auto Group, Zoe's Auto Dealer. Purchase any new vehicle from one of their 8 dealerships and get the Albrecht Advantage, a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty backed by Allstate Insurance. Connect with Albrecht at albrechtauto.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Here we go.
Boom. I win. Kaboom.
Yeah.
It's somebody.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
We interrupt this program for breaking news.
I can't use it.
Newsflash.
And Hardy, you can watch us on YouTube. If you subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub, where we're getting bots soon, so get used to us. We're going to get an assload of bots, and they're going to... You don't know how crazy this is driving me. I knew something was afoot, and I'm too dumb and disconnected to know what was going on. But if you don't know, every spot, we'll play it at 9, but all these Spotify numbers that you see are manipulated. There's an artist that's absolutely horrible that was in Baltimore, and he just decided to learn IT and learn how bots work, and that's how he made a music career. His music is awful. I don't even think he'd tell you it's any good. But the game is now to learn IT. And then you can make yourself a star just by doing bots. There's no reality to it. So if I'm an advertiser, I'm no way in hell I'm doing any of that stuff. That's all false numbers. So I don't know what you do. There needs to be legislation, my friends. That needs to be legislated. I'm not kidding. You're leaving corporate America at a very tough spot if they don't know how to advertise their products. If everything digitally is been manipulated, then it's I don't know where to put my money. It's got to be regulated in some way, shape, or form. You have to prove what's going on. In my opinion, Adam knows what to do. By the way, our intern Cece's off to Rome next week. Mm-hmm. She came in. She was very sweet. She said that her and her father, she grew up listening to the show, which is,
nice, but then reminds you of how old you are.
And her grandchildren will grow up listening to me.
I don't mind it from Cece because, she's
turning 20, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be 20 years old, so that's fine. It's when
I knew her age.
Like Beetle has told me that he, listened to me when, he was in school. Like back in the BCN days.
Wow.
Or when he was, he'd be home from college. And he's like, yeah, you hear like you and Road Steamer on the radio. I'm like, oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, people come up to me with their kids, and they'll be like, yeah, I listened to you in high school, and now they have a kid.
Yeah, they're in their 30s.
Yeah, an age-appropriate child in this day and age. Yeah, like not some,
You've been on the air in Boston for 2 decades, my friend.
And it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like I've been here for very long.
It feels like longer.
No, it doesn't feel like, it feels like I'm not from here. Very much like I'm not from here. I don't know. I have, the Touchers have problems assimilating. Maybe another decade, and we'll get there. My kids are from here, but they don't root for any of the teams around here.
You truly won't be from here until another 20 or 25 years.
Well, my ex-wife's not from here.
Yeah.
I'm not from here. My ex-wife's parents aren't from Philadelphia. My parents aren't from Detroit. So my mom's parents were in Ireland, or whatever the hell her mom's from. Certainly my grandfather was. I can't remember where she's from. But she lived in Maryland.
You are largely rootless.
Yeah,
Your
my
entire
father's
family.
parents were in Missouri. So, and they moved to New York. My father was from New York and moved to Pittsburgh, then to Detroit. Yeah, we have no origin. We're not all proud of our heritage, like maniacs.
It's the same thing with me. My parents grew up in New York City.
What are you, the Dutch? What are you so excited about? That your parents grew up in New York City. My parents met in New York City.
Yeah, and my in-laws, my mother-in-law and father-in-law grew up in Philadelphia. My sister and I were born here. It's like Milo and Zoe. My sister and I were born here. We stayed here, but my parents weren't from here, and they moved away.
Yeah, see,
First
my
chance
parents
they
moved,
got.
and my parents moved to Tennessee. So, you're ingrained.
Yes.
Because you never left because of your lack of willpower or motivation.
Yes. That's correct.
Hardy and I are world travelers.
Went to school in Western New York State and came back. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And rarely get on a plane anymore. It takes my nudging, and your family can thank me for that later.
Okay.
That I've forced you to get out of your shell and travel the world. You notice how I did that, Hardy. You used to never travel until I started needling him.
Well, I like that you got him out of his shell.
Yeah. Eggshell. Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
bird.
Yeah, I
Ironic
understand.
that he doesn't like to fly.
Well, someone clipped his wings. I blame his parents. All right, Ryan, he wants me to go with the longer story first.
This is
just
from
for your
Denver,
edification.
and I just want to give credit to the CBS News outlet there in Denver who took it upon themselves to. I don't think do this story in a way that will annoy you. I think you may not love it, but I give them a lot of credit for doing something different as opposed to every other TV news story that sets it up with the anchors, and they go out to the reporter, and the reporter says something, and then the recorded thing starts where he just says it all over again. They did this in a little different direction.
Unhappy neighbors are finding a different way to protest what appears to be an abandoned home.
Polka.
You didn't put that in there?
No.
This is the news.
This is the news in Denver.
This is what's going on. Denver,
And by the way, I like it.
Denver, a major city with big drug problem. Big drug problem.
Oh, do they?
Big homeless drug problem.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely.
That's not good.
Running the light ends in Denver. The guy drinking Scope in a river. So, Scope the mouthwash. This is Denver. Very, very lively homeless drug population.
Great.
Unhappy neighbors are finding a different way to protest what appears to be an abandoned home.
It's beautiful. The people are friendly. The trees are lovely.
There's a bunch of dead kids buried under the porch. It's fun.
This is in the 7th Avenue Parkway. It's an historic district. There are a lot of nice homes. This is not the drug-addled, drug-riddled, homeless section of
John
Denver.
Wayne Gacy had a visitor over. John Wayne Gacy had some guys from the area over in his van. It's Chicago broadcast from 1973.
Needles everywhere, but don't you dare pick one up.
Local clown invites guys over. All right, very good.
It's beautiful. The people are friendly. The trees are lovely. It just is a nice neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood to raise children. The schools are good.
Mimi Garrison has lived here for nearly 50 years. But now
with that whistle. Oof. Can correct that there, Teethy.
50 years.
Oh my God. That's pre-recorded. Ooh. Get some professionalism in that
Well, that's why
building. You got to start paying the people.
That's why they got the Oompa band in there to take your attention away from the whistle.
Hey there, Mushroom. What's the good news? Hello. Hey there. What you doing?
You piglet son bitch. Starting to piss me
You're
off.
starting to piss me off.
Call me.
Call me. You like popsicles? Popsicles?
We had the guy who did that voice on it. I'm like, how far can you take this? Like, there's got to be an end point.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a point where it's no longer there's this point where you can't take it any further. All right, very good.
Mimi Garrison has lived here for nearly 50 years.
I can't stop. I'm sorry. That's awful. That's awful. You couldn't do anything worse. That's the worst impediment you can have.
No, it's not.
On the news? Yes, it is. I'd rather someone have a terrible stutter. That at least a stutter is not annoying. It's someone has a natural struggle.
What about a lisp?
That's again a natural thing and can be actually endearing.
This is somehow affected. This isn't natural.
No, but it needs to be corrected. A lisp can be cute and endearing. This is just awful. A whistly S. That's the worst of all.
Well, that's the last one. You won't hear it again.
All right, thank you. I don't know if you know. You don't have my ears.
But now some neighbors are raising a stink.
It's not the last one. He's saying S's galore. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose. Who wrote this copy? What suffering succotash this copy is.
About this once majestic home that's been gutted. The city has put 2725 East 7th Avenue on its neglected and derelict buildings list. And for about 6 years, it's been deteriorating right next door to Mimi. She says the vacant home has attracted some interest.
People breaking in. There's have been homeless people living there.
Yeah.
Well,
terrible homeless.
Okay, now the homeless have invaded this historic district there in Denver. Whoops. Okay. That's not the worst part, though.
The city would occasionally cite the property owner for overgrown weeds and other minor violations, but it seemed there wasn't much else the city could do. So frustrated neighbors smelled an opportunity.
Why all the S's, you whistling son of a bitch?
Sam Simpson wrote this copy for me.
Seashells, by the seashore.
It kind of seems like kind of a silent poop protest going on here.
Poop protest. That's it.
Neighbors began tossing their dog poop bags onto the property. A kaleidoscope of dog waste.
That was the original Lucy in the Sky with the Diamonds lyric.
I was going to say it's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Kaleidoscope of dog waste.
Along with a kaleidoscope of dog waste. Picture yourself on an outhouse by the river, picking up feces and throwing it far.
A kaleidoscope of dog waste. A rainbow coalition of poop bags.
Oh, that Rainbow Coalition's got to like that.
That's, you gotta be very careful.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to be equated with crap.
Yeah.
Jesse Crapson.
Well done. Tip of the cap.
Protesting an eyesore along the parkway. So virtually every day somebody throws a poop bag?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I don't stand out here and count, but I'm sure they do.
Why not? Don't you know how to work a business?
Don't you have one of those bouncer clickers that they use at the nightclubs? How else do you keep track? Clipboard?
That'll show them. Throw crap at them. That will clean up the building right away.
Yeah.
I'm sure the junkies inside are really torn apart that there's crap. Oh, I just got done pleasuring 17 guys by the river. Boy, there's a lot of dog crap bags around here. I don't know what next to do.
In a scented poop bag, it's really not gonna ruin my day.
Somehow I think it's worse inside.
I took care of ruining my own day by 8 a.m. Don't you worry about me.
Yeah, one of the guys here is withdrawing, so there's diarrhea all over one of the rooms. But yeah, we're concerned with the poop bags. The opiate constipation floodgates have opened since he hasn't gotten opiates in his body for 2 days. So now he's got violent, held-up diarrhea from 2 weeks. 2 weeks worth of crap that has to come out. But we're concerned with the crap bags. You are aware of what happens to people when heroin addicts when they don't get heroin. Lots of poo.
Yeah. Vomit and poo.
All of us have taken pain pills at one point or the other for pain, and you get constipated. And when you do no longer take the opiates, that doesn't just disappear. It's got to come out, and your body's not happy about it.
They just say that they're, supporting the protest. I mean, it just is disgusting, but nothing gets the city's attention. I don't know what the city's doing.
Well, polka music, I don't know what that has to do with anything. I thought it was really going to be like something about like a Polish thing or something. Honestly, no, it's just it's supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The homeless junkies in the house. Watch, this lady gets murdered tomorrow, and then dun 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 dun.
This seems to get their attention.
Indeed, we obtained page after page of city inspections of the property, noting the front stairway is filled with dog poop bags, creating a stench in the neighborhood.
All right, I'll buy it. I mean, come on.
More like Pile High City.
The piles. The most erotic of conditions.
On another, caller states the neighborhood is angry, and a lot of them throw dog poop bags over fence into the yard.
Oh, God, it has.
Some of the complaints...
Come on, you son of a bitch.
Saying the eyesore is hurting property values.
I think the neighbors are making a statement.
He never whistles again, Fred.
What's that statement?
Whistle.
Clean it up.
I don't know,
Clean
Whistle
up your
Magoo.
house.
The statement's get the hell off TV. Correct what's wrong with your voice.
Take care of your house. And if you don't, or sell it. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares what she does, but it just can't go on like that forever.
Third parties have engaged in illegal dumping of dog feces. Mimi isn't holding her breath. Actually, she kind of is.
Clean it up. Clean up your mess.
I don't know if you had to tag that joke. Mimi isn't holding her breath. That I think that speaks for itself. I don't know what. Well, in a way, she is. It was necessary. They need to clean up a lot of stuff in this news forecast. These whistly S's and the tagging a joke that didn't need to be tagged. All fouls against the company.
And this is what you take away from it. The whistly S and the extra tagging of a joke as opposed to them getting a little creative with the news story. You can't give them credit for that. You have to just laser focus in on the whistly S, which none of us heard.
Have I ever
pointed it out.
in
it's almost like
have you ever heard
walk
me
around in life looking for things to annoy you.
Have you ever heard me complain about a whistly S before? Maybe in 20 years, Jonathan. How many times have I complained about a whistly S?
He's not listening.
Less than a handful.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's not like something I'm. Yeah. It's a thing.
But there are things.
I mean, I do the DA voice a lot, so I could have gone full DA on it. I decided to pivot.
But I think Hardy is correct. You do pick up things that no one else hears and then hammer them home. Like
welcome to my brain.
There was
Why won't
chirp. There was a chirp on the CBS broadcast that you picked out. And ruined the broadcast for all of us.
Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, then we
couldn't watch it after that.
Can you imagine what I think about myself? Because I have to live with my own brain. I know everything I'm thinking.
So you're sharing your misery with the rest of us. You're bringing
That's
us
just
down.
what I pick up from outside things. Internally, can you imagine what that is? I'm questioning my own thoughts constantly. No, that's bad. The
I just
whistly S
remember
is
the
bad.
CBS chirp. You ruined an entire season. That was great.
But you're watching a video of it, and there's probably like crap and garbage everywhere, and it takes your focus off. I'm only listening to the audio, so like I've never seen this news story. Audio gets presented to me, and I'm reacting to it live. I've never heard it before. But that whistly S was that's bad. It really is bad. It's objectively not trying to be funny, bad, and it's something I believe with work could be corrected. But if I had that news station, I'd be like, well, we can't have a guy on that's whistling his S's.
Make sure you stretch out those creamy hamstrings.
That's who he is. Ay. And then he tagged the joke that didn't need to be tagged. I don't like that.
What should he have said?
He should have left it. I'll tell you where, and you can agree with me, as you will. All right, here we go. All right.
Third parties have engaged in illegal dumping of dog feces. Mimi isn't holding her breath. Actually, she kind of is.
Okay, so the joke could have been
Mimi isn't holding her breath.
And then we get it. She's not holding her breath.
Clean it up. Clean up your mess.
I don't think he had to say her. Maybe she is. He telegraphed it, and then he gave a punchline you saw coming a mile away.
The man's not a comedy writer, Fred. He is a capital J journalist, and he's doing a story, and all he gets from you is grief.
What if that house burns down and it's the whole neighbor, like someone smoking crack and and lights the house on fire and it lights the whole neighborhood on fire? Then they're gonna have
so
to
much
live
for the house that was giving the term Denver Nuggets a whole new name.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be so happy if there was a house full of homeless junkies next to me. That might raise some concern about the neighborhood. I don't think that's awful. That would be crazy paranoia. I mean, they are apt to steal out of their desperation to get heroin. It has in many ways made them homeless to begin with.
Let's just put together a list of things, the irrational things that bother Fred. the whistly as the tagging of a joke, and homeless drug addicts living next door to him. So you can't enjoy anything.
I'm a big fuddy-duddy. I'm like that Simpsons meme.
Cloud.
Yeah, I'm yelling at that cloud. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Irie Harris works for the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Why have him on? The quarterback situation. Fascinating what's going on in Cleveland right now. We will talk about that in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy next on the Sports Hub.
known as Mr. Fun.
Dutcher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
In fact, we put something out with Bert Breer from Sports Illustrated saying something about Shedeur Sanders. It was like pretty innocuous, and he told us change the verbiage. It's too controversial. All right, so Irie, Flacco's been named quarterback. Why? And is it the injuries to the kids? What's going on over there?
Well, for starters, he's the best quarterback available in the room. One can assume that the injuries did play a part, but Kevin Stefanski did correct that on Tuesday, saying that it had nothing to do with the injuries, but more so him just being the best and showing his worth throughout training camp. And if you ask me, it was already a done deal when he brought him back March, April, as far as him being QB1, no matter what they would do ahead of the draft.
Okay, so say Flacco stays healthy by some miracle, and then, he plays relatively well and keeps the starting job for the majority of the season. Cleveland's got 2 first-round picks next year. If, they're not going to win a ton of games, but even if they did, they could package and move up. So the most likely scenario would be that they take a quarterback in the first round next year, correct? If you're looking ahead.
That's the popular pick, yeah. That is the most popular decision because quarterback is the most popular position in the NFL. And when you try to put Browns and quarterback in the same sentence, it just has not worked in the 21st century. So why not try at it again? But, of course, that would also depend on how things look with their 2 rookie quarterbacks and Dylan Gabriel.
In the scenario I just
Sanders.
gave you, though, they're not playing. Because if Flacco's named starter and he plays relatively well and just in theory keeps that starting position, then you're in a situation where you've taken quarterbacks in 3 rounds of the NFL draft in 2 years. The main point is why take this all goes back to why take 2 kids in the draft in rounds 3 and 5 last year. What is the best explanation you've heard?
Right now it's been about recovering from the Deshaun Watson era and wanting to see what they can do at that position and then at least trying to stay stable. Like, you can't just go out there and purposely tank. You have to at least try to win some games, and that means we'll come up with the best players available. And just to clarify within your scenario, you're dreaming of Flacco playing the full season.
Which I said is unlikely.
Yes, it's just
but in theory,
what are the odds? Yeah,
but in theory, that's what could happen. I mean, you're starting him. I mean, look, I don't think he's going to stay healthy. History shows he won't. He's old. He's immobile. He's going to get hurt. But when you don't start a kid in week 1, that delays everything. You have to agree with that. I mean, it does. It's logical. It delays the development because now Shedeur Sanders or Gabriel or whoever's going to be QB2. They're not taking first team reps. Then that moves the other kid that they keep around if they keep both of them, which you think they will, right? They'll keep both kids?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Will they keep 4 quarterbacks or will they just keep 3?
Time will tell. We'll know more about that over the next week. Flacco's QB1, the rest of the depth chart, who's QB2, 3, and so on, who's practice squad, that's all subjective and will be official ahead of the 53-man cut next Tuesday.
Could Pickett make it through waivers and get it to the practice squad, do you think?
That's a possibility, especially because he just returned back on Tuesday and he's been limited due to his hamstring injury. But yes, Tuesday was the first time he played in 11-on-11 since day 4 training camp when he suffered that hamstring injury. To see him already inserting back in 11s, despite almost being out a full month and not playing in preseason games, has to be a sign that they have some kind of feeling for him. And assuming that he plays Saturday in the preseason game, that all will more so show that maybe they do see a future, or at least for a couple games this season with him in the orange and brown.
I'm just curious as to what the fan reaction has been like around there regarding specifically the quarterback situation, because out of all the missteps, we've had plenty here in New England that has been the fodder for a lot of conversation. But what's the general feeling and way the team has handled this going back, I would say, 3 years now?
Yeah, it went from Watson and a goodness gracious amount of money and open Yankees to QB1. And that's the thing, too. People always say that it was a terrible decision. I tried to separate the two. Football-wise, it was the right decision to bring in Deshaun Watson because this team and I had the best of luck when it came to developing quarterbacks. So you say, you know what? Let's bring in somebody established. That obviously did not work out. This year, everything is up in the air. You bring back Flacco. He's attached to the last good memories in terms of Browns fans, as you said earlier in the show, in 2023. You bring along a couple new rookies. And if anything, you ask me, Shedeur Sanders is the people's champ. That is, from what I've seen and heard, just fan reaction, interaction-wise, who they want to be QB1. If that will happen, when that will happen, time will tell. But that, you ask me, is who they see as their future quarterback right now. He's influential. He's the one. He's the ticket in their eyes.
How does he look to your eyes, and what are you hearing from coaches?
Shedeur looks good. Now, obviously, he hasn't played in a week due to his oblique injury that he suffered last week during joint practices with the Eagles. But from what I saw prior to the injury, he looked really good. And the problem is people would try to say, well, it was just against the 2s and 3s, so it wasn't getting any first-team reps. But it would be a whole different conversation if he was doing the opposite versus the backups, right? If you're the best player in the gym or on the field, at some point you have to move up and get a chance, right? Because you're making it look too easy at where you're at now.
Yeah. Does he look like a lot better than Gabriel?
He has produced better than Gabriel. Gabriel has not looked up to what a third-round pick should be, at least in practice so far. Of course, like there's only preseason, so they both only have one preseason given the bell.
Right. But it's what you get to see. So I mean, that's how you got to make your judgments, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Shedeur looks better than Gabriel. Interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting. So if you were the coach, you would have started Flacco, it sounds like, and then you would have. Would you keep Pickett? If you were a coach, would you keep Pickett?
I personally would not.
Okay, so you wouldn't. So Shedeur would be your 2, and Gabriel would be your 3.
So that's the thing. Me, I'm never going to be an NFL coach. At best, this is like NFL like Madden GM. So
Francesa could have been the Giants coach. So don't dismiss don't dismiss the prospects.
That's
of it.
right.
Don't dismiss.
Have a heart. Okay. Now, if as far as the best QBs, to me, I would say Flacco and then Shedeur, and then I would go Gabriel and Pickett. However, I would assume, if I had to put it out there, expect the coaches to go Flacco, and depending if Pickett's not on the roster, I see a world in which it's Flacco and then Gabriel being QB2, because who wants to suffer that backlash as far as questions as to why you're not giving them those chances to your third-round pick. Right, so just off of that alone, the politics I see in Gabriel getting more action or more opportunities right now. I mean, they were force feeding him and Pickett first team reps going back to OTAs compared to Sanders, which created a whole nother debacle. But you get that point.
All right, well, it's interesting. You got quite a drama over there. Congratulations. That's good for you.
Ongoing drama.
Everyone read the Cleveland Plain Dealer. I mean, there's an ongoing drama. Irie Harris, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I look forward to my return.
All right. Thank you, Irie. Appreciate it. There you go. He picked up a little pep there when he got into Sanders. He got a little animated. Boy, people love Shedeur Sanders.
It's a good story. It's a great story.
If I'm the Cleveland Plain Dealer, I want him playing too.
Yeah.
I mean, or not. I mean, either way, it's like the fries.
Just make sure he is on the active roster and not like on a practice
well,
squad.
He won't.
Somewhere.
He can't put him on the practice squad. You got to clear waivers even if you're a rookie to get on the practice squad, right? Well, there's no way he's clearing waivers. I mean, if you get free 5th-round pick.
How hurt is he?
Apparently,
it's
enough
minor. Where he
minor.
Can't play.
Apparently, it's minor. The theory is the prevailing theory is they're keeping him in bubble wrap.
But by the way, why would you play? And I don't doubt that they will, because for this reason, I don't doubt the reporting. I'm just asking why conceptually you would do it. If I take a quarterback in round 3 and I take a quarterback in round 5, what the hell difference does it make which one's the backup? This guy's better. We took him in the same draft. All right, well, the 3rd-round pick's not as good, so we took one in the 5th round, too. And by the way, you're going to take one next year, too. You're telling me if Cleveland has a number 1 or number 2 pick, and there's supposed to be 6 good quarterbacks, say 2 of them are good. They're not going to take one of them? Like, they're not going to take Arch Manning if they have the number 1 pick in the draft?
You have to.
Yeah,
right.
The theory is,
and then that would be great. Because listen, then Arch Manning gets taken first. And then you cut Shedeur Sanders, and you're like, you took the Manning guy's kid, number 1, and got rid of Dion's kid.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it writes itself.
Oh.
What a disaster. And then Arch Manning's got to walk into that. Hachi Machi.
Oh, if they cut Shador a year from now,
if you're Arch Manning, do you come out if the Cleveland's got the number 1 pick in the draft? They've been known to manipulate a draft. I mean, they did it with Eli.
They have, and they interviewed Arch's his uncle, his granduncle, whatever.
No, it's
Archie Manning.
Archie Manning's his grandfather.
Yeah.
He's Cooper's kid.
Cooper's kid, that's right. So
and he's a Manning. Don't dismiss him just because he got hurt. Go ahead. It's just like you. They're just cattle to you. Go ahead.
They interviewed him, and he said his thought is that Arch would not come out regardless after this year. He's already stated that.
Well, that would just be because that doesn't make any. I know he said that, but it does. And I'm aware he said it. I've heard it too, but I mean, if there's a team that you like if the Giants have the number 1 pick, you're not going to go.
Yeah.
Your brother's still working for them. You're not going to go do it. Of course you're going to do your brother, your uncle. Go ahead.
As for the here and now, though, Cleveland has to keep all 4 quarterbacks.
I wouldn't keep picking.
Well, here's the thing.
Why do you got to keep picking?
Because in theory, you're trying to win games. And Pickett, at least as a guy who's been in the league, he's been a mediocre to poor quarterback, but at least he knows what he's doing, won't get scared, and can theoretically conduct himself as an NFL quarterback. You put Gabriel or Sanders in there week 4, week 5, you have no idea what's going to happen. It could go horribly wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, 4 quarterbacks, and I guess they've done it before, and I was just sucking my teeth, which I don't know why I was doing that, but because I was going subliminally feel bad about going after the guy's ass. But
still thinking about it.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of your mind, isn't it?
For you, yes. I would say impossible.
Oh, I thought you said you were still. I thought you were trying to find common ground with me, but instead you were attacking.
No. Fool's errand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're probably better off not doing that. All right. Anyway, it's interesting in Cleveland. It certainly is, and especially with this insistence on Shador Sanders, and maybe he's the best. Who knows? He could be very well the best.
Many people have said.
A lot of smart people have said it. A lot of the best people. And by the way. Fix the Smithsonian, would you? I don't like all this about before.
I like all the history.
No, it's too much before.
We got to change all of this.
Whatever, man. But there's some little things.
All these years,
there's some little things that are just ridiculous. I mean, it's a small thing, but I mean, it is crazy. I don't like all the before in the museum. Better before. Too much bad before.
Focus in on how hot things are right now. How's that for an idea?
When Trump goes 80s, like Studio 54 Trump, he starts it's not. This country's hot. It's the hottest country in the land.
All caps in quotes, hottest.
It sounds like a TV ad during that bird show, during the Screw Magazine show on public access. The hottest bathhouse in all of New York City.
Robin Bird,
thank you.
You're welcome.
When she would have the guy, Al Goldstein from Screw Magazine. Yep. So now we have all the names. If you don't know, Trump, once the Smithsonian has 120 days, he doesn't like the bad history. He name-checked slavery is one of the things he doesn't like so much of.
So much of it.
There's too much of the slavery, which even my father would have to admit is funny. He wouldn't, but it is funny. Too much of the before. I don't like that. More of the good.
Sure.
Like every space shuttle. Just make it all the space shuttles that successfully came back. Not so much.
So much Challenger and Columbia. What about Discovery? What about Endeavor?
Honoring, schmonoring. I mean, we're really wallowing in the filth. Because I've gone to the Smithsonian. I said, not enough Fonzie jacket. What about Laverne and Shirley's glove that went on the beer bottle? I want that.
Audience, no. It's all the episode where he goes blind, and they just focus in on blind Fonzie reassembling the motorcycle. What? There's so much more you could do.
Too much Potsy. Potsy was the worst. Potsy. I mean, why not Ralph Malph? Why not his hats?
The quote is, there's too much focus, quote, how bad slavery was.
Yeah.
We've got to eradicate that. We don't want people to
quit reminding me. I don't need to hear it anymore. It just, I mean, the Smithsonian is this huge influence. And everyone's going every day. All right, anyway, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox got swept by Baltimore last night. 4-3 in 11 innings at Fenway Park. Red Sox 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position and left 13 runners on base. They visit the Yankees tomorrow night. Patriots are without Christian Gonzalez, Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Williams, and a lot of others at practice yesterday. They got an exhibition game coming up tomorrow night at MetLife Stadium against the New York Giants. The Boston Herald is reporting this morning Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings have indeed been made available by the team to be traded. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Lettered Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Tom Karen, and Tommy Curran. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
teams. I think Salt Lake City is one of them.
Nashville might be the other one.
Yeah, I would assume Nashville is the other one. So here is what, even though, because Nashville would be an NL team. Yeah, Nashville, I think, is for sure. It's Nashville or Raleigh. I'm going to guess 100% Nashville. They have a AAA team, and that does very well.
They've been pushing for a major league team for about 15 or 20 years.
It's not as big a city as you think. They had a big influx of people, but I don't know if that's still going on. The Southeast was getting pummeled for a while with people moving to Charlotte, and they turned tail quickly at a strip club.
And
she's hot too.
It was very nice. It was very gentle. And I didn't get any lap dances or anything that night because I didn't have enough money. But it was $20 like straight up for a chair massage, and that was the only extravagance I had that night, other than a couple of drinks.
All the strippers really respected you, too, because you had the respect to not get dances.
Yeah, it was.
You respected their bodies. You weren't ogling them like an animal.
It had nothing to do with the fact that I was broke and shouldn't even have been on the trip in the first place because I had no money, but got that massage, the only massage I've ever had.
Well, you're not missing out on anything.
They've hurt.
Yeah.
When you get a real, the only thing close to it is like when I've had like PT done for something and they work an area. I'm like, ow. And they're like, I'm just massaging. I'm like, well, this is a massage. I don't ever want one.
The first massage I ever got, the lady was screaming at me to relax. And that's not an exaggeration. She's like, I don't know why you can't relax. And I didn't know you're supposed to go limp, which is very difficult for me to just go limp. But I do mean that. Like in all seriousness, to just relax your body. Like in yoga, when you do it, when you're holding poses, you realize I thought I was, but I can do more. It's something that you mentally is difficult for me to do.
Yeah, they tell you relax more.
Yeah, and it's just, it's hard. If right now my shoulders are shrugged up, I hold myself in a position of tension.
Yeah, I like it. Do you get massages, John?
I have in the past, especially when I wrecked my lower back moving a bookcase about 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah,
still talking.
Sometimes when my back hurts, I'll get a massage. I have only gotten one of the variety that is illicit, and I actually went in with a friend of mine expecting that I could just get away with getting a massage. I didn't want the other act done to me. It's like an opposite of Deshaun Watson. And I went in and there was no even feigning of a massage. It was just, this is happening now. Mm-hmm. And once that starts happening, it's very difficult to get the train back off the once that train's rolling, it's very difficult to stop. And I would challenge any man out there when that starts happening to go, wait a second. Hold up. It's like, you're like, okay, well, this is, I guess I'll live with it. This is what's going on. Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway, back to realignment. So say they add a Nashville team and a Salt Lake City team, which is what Mad Dog says, and he's friends with Manfred. He thinks they're doing. It's a dramatic change. The AL East, Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox, and Orioles.
See, I can handle that. Ryan sent us something. Jim Bowden.
Well, Jim Bowden's is ridiculous. Jim Bowden's is Jim Bowden, who I like and who we have on. He's an ex-GM. He's a really good analyst.
Yeah.
He's got one where they just disrupt every rivalry. It doesn't make any sense. It's never going to happen. It's ridiculous. I don't even know if the Cubs and Cardinals were in the same division.
No, the only thing, the Red Sox wound up with the Mets, the Phillies, and the Yankees.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, it's not. You know what? That would be crazy. It's just like throwing all
You're not going to move the Mets and Phillies, two huge markets, to the American League. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not. I like this realignment a lot better. It's still
geographical. Well, this is going to happen.
And reasonable, yes.
But you have Vegas and Salt Lake City with the Angels and the Mariners, so forget about those teams. You won't be hearing of them.
Boy.
I mean, who's going to ever see a game? Seattle's too far removed as it is. They deserve a team, but it's too far removed.
Yeah.
No one cares about Salt Lake City. No one cares about the Angels, and the Athletics are a disaster. I mean, that's just I don't know if you can do that because it's just a time bomb.
The witness protection division.
I mean, Vegas is never going to – Hardy knows he lived there. Vegas is never going to have an audience. They're just never going to have one.
I still don't think they're going to wind up there. I think they're going to be a place even worse, Sacramento.
Well, whoever buys the team from the loser that has it now is going to move the team anyway.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't move to Vegas in the first place.
To my knowledge, they still haven't actually begun construction on that stadium. And we talked about this. The the equipment and the heavy earth movers and everything they brought in for the ceremonial ribbon cutting and the groundbreaking were all rented for the day.
Yeah.
They just rented the equipment to bring it in there, and since then they haven't done anything. They blew up the Tropicana, and that's it.
All right, White Sox, Guardians, Tigers, Twins is kind of the same. Rockies, Astros, Royals, and Rangers. That's not moving the Rockies to the American League. Mets, Phillies, Pirates moving to the NL East. Washington Nationals, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Cardinals, which is all fine. Braves, Marlins in the new NL South. Braves, Marlins, Nashville, and Tampa. That's not exactly a world beater either. That seems like a division that Atlanta wins for the next decade.
I'm trying to think now. You have 4 divisions in each league,
Yeah.
so they do it like the NFL. The 4 division winners and a couple of wild cards.
I guess. And so the 4 division winners and 2 wild cards, I would assume. So Rockies or 3. Wait, no.
They can have the top seed like the NFL have the team with the best record get a bye and then do it like the NFL does it.
I guess. But the AL South, I should mention, Rockies, Astros, Royals, and Rangers, which is a very odd South.
Yeah.
With Colorado in there. But what are you going to do? It's flyover country. I mean, who cares, right? We're coastal elites. Screw them, right? Especially with that poop bag house in Colorado. We know about that now.
Yeah.
And that Oompa Loompa music. All right. Shocking things to me. I am uncovering things that are being led to my attention, and it's like the Matrix. And now I understand why everything's happening. I'll explain in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy.
Dutcher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Baltimore Orioles swept the two-game series from the Red Sox at Fenway Park last night. 4-3 in 11 innings. Sox got a game-tying two-run homer in the bottom of the ninth by brand-new first baseman Nathaniel Lowe, but they left 13 runners on base in this one. They're now tied with Seattle for the final two wild-card spots in the American League and a game behind the Yankees. Next up for the Red Sox, a four-game series in the Bronx starting tomorrow night. Patriots are once again without Christian Gonzalez, Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Polk, Kyle Williams, and Efton Chisholm at practice yesterday. Team will fly to New York today, play their final preseason game against the Giants tomorrow night. The Boston Herald is reporting this morning Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings have indeed been made available by the team to be traded. Duggar was apparently discussed in recent talks with another team. Daniel Jones has been named the starting quarterback in Indianapolis over Anthony Richardson, and after making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in back-to-back years, Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle yesterday signed a multi-year contract extension. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the new burgers at the 99, like the new Bourbon Onion Burger. Their half-pound 100% American Angus beef is sure to please. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
New England plays here.
Ball down the right side. There's a separation. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's called rising and grinding.
Start your
Got your finger on the pulse, Fred. Seldom right and never wrong.
Right here. Is that Dutcher or is that Hardy?
I know, looks like a poodle. It's an effing poodle, dumbass. 2 million views on YouTube. Is it because everyone loves the song Butterfly by
Crazy Town?
Crazy Town?
Yes.
Is that why? 284 million viewers in 15 years. 284 million people have, or at least 284 million times. So I'll see things like this. I'll go, that's a terrible song. It was a hit for like 2 weeks. Like when I first started in radio in the late 90s, it's not something I hear in commercials. It's not anything my kids are interested in. It sounds incredibly dated. Everything about it is terrible. The guy, they're not even, the one guy's not alive, the main guy, so he's gone. So it's not like they're touring and getting some kind of groundswell of underground support that I'm unaware of. It's over. I mean, the guy was on all these, ones where they exploit the addict.
Celebrity rehab
Like
shows,
celebrity rehabs, which are fantastic ways to exploit the people at their most vulnerable. But nonetheless, and good on Dr. Drew for saving all those lives of the people, like the bassist from Alice in Chains. So there you go. And then I go, how the hell did that happen? Or you'll go, this podcast got a trillion listeners, and you go, like the Kelsey lady podcast, and then we listen to it, and it's horrible, objectively horrible. Like no one emailing like, hey, you dicks, like this is great. Like you listen to it, you're like, it's just bad. Like it's stuff that look, I'm on the radio. I love the radio. I just love the radio. I love it. It's live. It's you can get in trouble. Like there's a line you have to toe. There's all this stuff that I think makes it far more interesting. There is like blowback. If I go on a podcast and say whatever I want, whenever I want, and that's not necessarily a good thing. I don't think it was good for Stern. I think that took away some of the danger of the show. I think you can really lean into it, and then that makes it not funny. And like I think, social constraints. People talk about woke and all this stuff. There needs to be something to push back against, or else it's just a free for all. Because now that the guys that railed against the woke thing, which I understand to a degree, it got ridiculous with the wanting people fired. But like now you're in power, so what's your act now, right? Like you were truth against power, right? But now you're power. Now you're having guys that become president, having political figures on. You're part of the discourse. You got what you wanted. Now what's your act going to be? Some of these guys are pivoting and going like, well, I didn't ask for any of this, but nonsense. You put yourself in that position. So anyway, I like radio. I understand that I'm jaded. But I know from having been in my adult life what it takes to entertain an audience live and with real people being measured in a real way, an active way. And it's hard. And it's you can see how hard it is. A lot of people can't do it. They get a show and it gets canceled. You know, a lot of celebrities got shows. Whoopi Goldberg, David Lee Roth, all these guys got shows and they were disasters. They lost tens of millions of people in like a month. You can lose your audience. It happens. Radio station that's struggling gets a good show. All of a sudden, it's evident that the show's better. How are all these podcasts that would be failed radio shows like Travis Kelce's wife or Jason Kelce's wife getting millions and millions and millions of people to listen to them? Well, let's go.
Just stick with me.
Yeah, just stick with me. That's the sound.
I am by no means a professional.
Which is the way that a radio show would go over brilliantly. You would just get killed in real time. It would be awful to exist.
I'm not going to lie.
So I found out that you can buy bots. I knew you could buy followers, but I'm basically Amish. I don't know what the hell's going on. A Luddite. So apparently you can buy things. Now, a listener sent this to me. Michael K. Williams, who is unfortunately passed, but you'll know him as Omar on the show The Wire, great actor. He had a show on Vice called Black Market. Now, this focuses on a rapper named Chad Focus. And listen to this guy's career. Listen to this. And try not to come out of this a little cynical about things and about the way art is consumed.
These artists are on these streaming.
This is Chad Focus talking.
These artists are on these streaming forums. They are on these streaming platforms. Even from a guy like a J. Cole that say how many artists got streams from these bots. They not as hot as they seem. Well, J. Cole is a part of that system as well, and he don't even know it. The major labels are running these streaming forums. They running these streaming numbers. They running these setups. All right? We in a major industry, and that industry is ran by a machine. This shit, the Matrix, and I'm Neo.
Everyone in the hood has a hot verse, but the chances of making it big are slim to none. Chad's a computer genius who went from a total unknown to a chart-topping artist in just a few months' time with the help of a cheat code known as bots.
And most online consumers are clueless to this type of manipulation, especially in the music industry.
I'm the big. This is him rapping, by the way, and they show this for a reason. This is him in studio rapping. Like, it's not live. This is in studio.
I'm the big. Say the big home. I got racks. I got racks on what it is. They know what it is. I'm the big. I'm the big homie. Fetty, what it do, my I said life is big. Everywhere they go, you know they know the kid. I've been up, I've been down, but I never snitch. You know what it is. Yeah.
Tell me how you became.
Okay, so they play that because it's awful, right? Or certainly not something that, if it's not awful, it's certainly not great. So that's why they show it. They show Michael Williams, K. Williams, reacting to it live. He's smiling like the cat who ate the canary because he knows now we got a story.
Tell me how you became Chad Focus.
You know, coming here, man, from Baltimore City, Baltimore, Maryland, you know, we don't got a lot of opportunities. You know, it's not too many things that you can get into when you're coming from here, right? So I went and I took a completely different angle. I try to master IT. I try to master technology. You know, a young black guy figuring out the way that all the major labels, man, touch the real money so I could empower my people and make sure I could give them back ownership. You know, there's different ways to go ahead and enforce your will.
So what were some of the ways that you began to do that?
Today's world, everybody's using a streaming phone. Streaming phone, man, there's a bunch of different cell phones that sign up to Spotify. They play your record over and over again. You get streams, you get paid. You know, plain and simple. Being able to use my streaming platforms, man, I was able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. We were able to chart on Billboard. We were able to chart on Spotify. We were able to chart on Apple Music, Tidal, Shazam. These streaming farms help you start the process, and that tactic is turning into legitimate money.
Chad even figured out how to use bots to make money on the road.
All right, so what happens is that this guy, instead of learning how to make music, he's smart, he learns IT. So now all of a sudden, the artist is the computer expert. If you don't think computers...
He was working as a search engine optimization expert, and he was given a company credit card. He's like, I'm going to use this corporate card, and I'm going to start buying things that will help me
Right.
in my career.
And so what happens is when they get these streams and they get these views, they become part of the algorithm, obviously, because that's how the algorithm works. And that's why things that you don't like are put in front of you all the time. Like when I go on YouTube, Joe Rogan inevitably is on there because I'm a white 50-year-old. There's just, that's the way it is. So what happens is you consume that. Obviously, it's in front of you. You're far more likely to consume it. So now you're consuming it. So now you're listening to a song just because some guy learned IT and got bots to play the song. And now you're just like a slave to the algorithm. And it could be manipulated. I mean, this guy is just a guy from Baltimore, and he became an artist. And if you think that he didn't, listen to what he was able to do playing out live. So this guy's a terrible rapper. He manipulates Spotify to make a bunch of money. It gets in front of enough people so they go, oh, well, see him live.
To make money on the road. I heard you used to put on a lot of concerts, man. Yeah. Did you just physically go on the computer and buy them yourself, or what did you do?
When I'm sitting on actual tickets, man, I can relist them on Ticketmaster, or I can relist them on another website we call StubHub. Buy it low and flip it high. I resold them tickets, for $500,000. What kind of profit I make? We spent $250,000, so the net profit, $250,000. I know how to make $250,000 in 5 minutes. So that's called scalping, bro. And I mastered that shit by just watching the game. We watch what a Live Nation does. We watch how they can sell out a Metallica, a Jay-Z, a Kanye West concert. All right? Live Nation, one of the biggest plugs in the world. They own the venues. Their job is to pack the venues out by any means necessary. They fill out their venues by buying all the tickets up. And then they be like, yo, sold out. You ever looked up and every tour was sold out and every date was sold out? And you're like, how the f they sold out? But then people can still buy tickets.
All right. So how is this not regulated? And it's the same thing with sneaker releases and everything else.
Yeah.
There's bots that buy up all the sneakers. There's bots that buy up all the tickets. So it's an unfair business practice.
And there some of the red flags I think are fascinating too. Like one of his songs had like 25 million 25 million listens on SoundCloud and 4.4 million views on YouTube. But one of the other songs, they said, and this was a red flag, only had like 150 views and like 4 comments. They're like, wait a second, how is one of these things such this seemingly like a global sensation, but the other things like no one's paying any attention to? Oh, because it's all fake. It's all phony. Yeah. All these views, all these likes, all these streams, they don't really exist.
Right. So you're basically following the will of a computer.
Yes.
Like someone who's gamed the system. And that's how the content you get. Now, look, there used to be 3 networks. What they put on the air was what they put on air. But there was a competition. In real time, you were being judged. So it wasn't a perfect formula. There was guardians at the gate. There is an advantage to be able to get your art out there by guerrilla style, like you're able to get it out on your own DIY. There's a punk ethos to that, which I enjoy. But in terms of mass market consumerization, I don't know why they can't. They obviously can figure out when it's a bot doing all of this. Because it affects advertising, which affects corporations, which affects the economy, which affects you, which affects the stock market, which affects jobs, which affects everything. All of this affects everybody. It's not only just the way you consume art and then that whole piece of it, which is, because you could make the argument that radio stations were taking money for record companies anyway and the payola and all that stuff. But, I mean, it has a real world economic effect. If I'm a business that's looking to advertise, and I go to a company, and I say, oh, I'm going to advertise on YouTube. These people have 5 billion YouTube followers. And then I give them a commiserate amount of money for that, but it's all inflated and fake, so my advertising goes to nobody. No one buys my product. My business fails. Everyone that worked for me is unemployed. Thereby, they're not buying product from other people. There's businesses. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a major league thing. I mean, we're talking about, billions of dollars being distributed. And then if I'm Spotify and I'm paying, 0.001 cent on royalties for a stream, But the guy gets 50 million streams. I got to pay the guy. And it's all been manipulated. Like, you can't in-house it. And Adam was telling me that Spotify won't give any of their streaming numbers out because they say that's, what do they call it? Their
proprietary information.
Proprietary
Right.
information.
Yeah. Of course.
Because they know it's all screwed.
They'll take your advertising money, but they won't give you the actual data to support how much they're charging you for. And we don't even need to get into how badly they screw artists. Or what Ryan just pointed out is that the CEO loves to take all that revenue and then turn it around and like invest it in like defense companies and crap like that.
Regardless of that, leave it to you, you hammer and sickle. Defense makes this money roll around. Leave it to him to get all commie with it.
Hammer and sickle. That's good. I like that.
There you go. That's you should come in with
nickname.
You should get a Russian.
Yeah,
jersey.
there you go. Yeah.
All right. So, but Adam is right. Like, so what am I? Because I knew it. I knew it. And like, I was like, there's no way 20 million people are listening to a guy talk about what happens after you die. There's just no way. Like, if we had a guy on for 5 minutes, the feedback from the audience would be crushing and soul crushing. But yet a 3-hour podcast of it, or some guy that was playing, that was barely got past at the punchline is now all of a sudden a fiefdom of 20 million people. Like, the guy was performing at 2 a.m. to 3 drunks, and now all of a sudden he's and then you watch it and you go, at best it's fine. It's fine. But all these people have all these millions of people listening to him. It's nonsense. And I knew it was nonsense. But I was too dumb to research it and too lazy is the problem.
And now take it the next step, Fred. So we've got this guy, this rapper that Michael K. Williams is interviewing and talking about how he made his songs and he gamed it. He used all these algorithms to game it. If this guy had been, so this is from 4 or 5 years ago. If this guy had been doing this now, what would he be doing? Same thing, but he'd be using AI tools to do it. Right?
So it wouldn't even be like a guy really rapping.
And that's the point that I'm making is at least this guy's an artist. At least he whether you like his rap or not, whether
he's
it's good
smart.
or not. P.S. It's not good and he's not great, but at least he's creating something. Now, these streaming services and social media platforms are already starting to be populated by AI people, AI artists, AI songs, and that's only going to get worse because
Let's freak John out.
None of this crap is regulated.
Let's freak John out.
And they're not going to regulate it anytime soon.
Come on.
So this is going to be trippy. You'll be listening to a computer because you're being told by a computer
in your one good
that
ear.
other computers are listening to this computer.
Right.
So you're three computers removed from reality.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people with any power to get information or art out there are going to be people that know how to code or whatever the hell is necessary to do this.
Which is also being taken over by AI. So
Right.
you wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah, so you'll be basically one guy, John.
Nick's going to be the last man standing. He's back there with his chat GPT, prompting away.
Yeah, but there's a lot of years of lost
need.
income. A lot of years of lost income to get to this place. He'll only be able to enjoy the money on his deathbed. All right, so
It's be full of poop.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's got a bum ticker. So, Jonathan, you'll be living almost in a false reality when you're consuming any kind of entertainment or information.
I don't like that at all.
That will be run by the people with the AI companies and the private equity firms that own them. So you will be in a world dictated by very few.
How soon?
Well, I don't even like to look into how soon AI takes over because there's, people want you to click on it with gloom and doom. So I'm not sure what's right or what's wrong.
It's like Skynet and Terminator. They just.
But I mean, if you look at these Silicon Valley AI firms, they are, they're getting a huge amount of angel investing, and because these are, like Meta and Google.
There is backlash, though. I just read yesterday Meta laid off a whole bunch of their AI team because people are starting to get wise, and what you just described, Fred, is as it's scaring John, is scaring people, and people are going, wait a minute, this isn't what we signed up for.
I don't
we
want
don't want
that
this.
at all. I mean,
John's getting all tripped out.
I don't like it.
Not to mention, if I may put my hammer and sickle back on, how much water these stupid AI things just eat up with
They're
all
very
the
big.
energy.
They are big. In fairness to Adam, like
It's
if there's one outside of
ridiculous.
Atlanta, it's
Yeah.
like the size of like a town.
It's sucking wells dry. Like people
Yeah.
that live out in these places where they put in these big AI servers and such. It's literally sucking the water
well,
supply.
that's legitimate. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a legitimate thing because
Right.
that
What's
is a
it do to
problem.
the bee population?
Well, in Arizona, they should put them in Arizona so they're not affected. If you need to know, sir. By the way, Blind Scott's been on hold since 6 in the morning. He's changed his thought several times.
Oh, let's take him.
Nah.
Come
That's
on.
all
Come
right.
on,
Take him next. We
Fred.
got a break.
Yeah, that's right, Adam. Thank you. Get me out of this. I'm not doing that. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
All right. You can find out our email addresses at 985thesportshub.com. And you can follow us on social media, X, which we're just crazy about. You can go to @ToucherandHardy and on Instagram @ToucherandHardy, @Hardy985 on both those platforms. And, of course, @Fred Toucher on Instagram, which is the most important, let's be honest.
I want to talk to Blind Scott.
No.
Come on.
Go on, Fred.
I have a lot of email, but we can talk.
Let's
listen.
talk to
it's
Blind
far be it
Scott.
for me.
He
Two
was
against one. All right, Blind Scott. Hi, Blind Scott.
Talk to him.
Oh yeah. I just want to talk to Hardy about Vegas for a second.
Okay, you've changed many times your tune. All right, let's go.
Oh yeah, the Ben Maller Show is having a meet and greet in Las Vegas on Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Stakeout Bar and Grill. It's next to the UNLV campus. I was hoping like some fans from Vegas would go, like John from Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Hardy's from Vegas too, so I was hoping like maybe he would go. And one other thing, I have a question. When you do the A block right there, I'm a big radio fan. You totally blew the break on the A block, and I don't know if you're simulcasted on other stations. Does the other stations get mad when you blow the A block or the B block or the C block or you don't break on time? Is that a big issue?
Well, I'm glad you called, Scott, and I'm glad we took it.
Even Blind Scott knows how late this show is. That's amazing to me.
But funny enough,
that gives Adam a chance to kind of chirp right in there.
Well,
you see that?
Yeah, funny enough, it's really killing our ratings here. Maybe everyone should follow this clock. How about that?
Yeah.
How about if I'm looking at it logically, I'd go, maybe everyone should follow this clock. Maybe this clock's the right clock.
And another subject, Hardy, you're from Vegas. What do you think?
If this clock ends up not being the right clock, I'll switch. But right now, it's the right clock.
Seems like it's the right clock.
It's the right clock. I'll go with this clock right now.
Yeah.
5 years ago, maybe I started screwing around with the clock. Now I like this clock. This clock's working. And we don't say A block, B block, C block. That's television talk.
Yeah. But no, they say it on the Ben Maller Show.
Okay.
They call it Vegas on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, just go pop
maybe
out there.
Maybe I'll just go to Vegas on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's like when Sebastian was like, do you want to be an extra on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And then he would go like, all right, they want you tomorrow. I'd be like, well, I can't. Yeah. It'd be like a Tuesday. And he'd be like, yeah, like you could go out tomorrow like they're shooting. Like, oh, so you just want me to book a flight tonight? Go out to L.A. so I can sit there for free. It was very sweet of him to, he developed a relationship with one of the guys on the show. I mean, I knew Megan Gans, but like, he and it was very sweet of him, but it was like, and I understand why it was happening because it's not the guy's priority, but can you just fly out to L.A. tonight? Like he can do stuff like that because he's got 55 kids from donating sperm. Justin says, there's a lot of complimentary ones here, so I'm just warning you. Remember Diana Rossini sent these pastries in, which LBF from WROR 8, who's a feminist, I don't know why this has anything to do with being a woman, but I just wanted it to be known. LBF enjoyed the croissants.
As did Scott Zolak.
Yeah, who is told via text he's okay with Diana Rossini.
Oh, thank God.
Ironically.
Ironically, because he would be the one most likely to upset her in real life.
Yeah.
I think that Hardy made this point yesterday. Like, out of everyone, it's highly unlikely in real life we would upset her. In real life, Scott, 50-50. So she sent in these baked goods, and it said something like, as a woman in media, it's my job to feed the men. It was like very passive-aggressive.
Keep men well fed.
It was very passive-aggressive, and she did a wonderful job of making herself a victim.
Someone did bring up, like, maybe it was a play on words, fed with information, feeding information.
Whatever it was
no
inappropriate and kind of stalkery, to be honest with you, like bringing a physical item into the station. And also, it just, fair enough. Her podcast is the podcast we can't make fun of. Congratulations, you win. I mean, it's just really unfair. Considering you're more famous than us and it's punching up, still, I mean, it is Diana Rossini. So unlike the other podcasts that we make fun of, hers is off limits. Yeah. You have victimized yourself very effectively. We're done talking about you. But this person has another theory. A little late on this, but I think when she sent the box of muffins, it wasn't muffins, it was pastries of other sorts, and mentioned, which we did not eat because of the honey bun thing in jail, and mentioned something about being a woman keeping men fed. She was referring to when Fred discussed her comment as a woman in sports on Zoe and Bertrand, Fred said something like, oh, well, now that you said you're a woman in sports, you made it so no one can make fun of you. Completely thin-skinned by her, but really makes it so she comes across as not being able to have any fun. And this person is right, Justin. You are right, because that's the only thing I could have possibly said, which if you think about that statement, oh, well, now that you said you're a woman in sports, you made it so no one can make fun of you. That was the statement that warranted the passive aggressive. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, I'm just repeating something you said. But again, she is a wonderful martyr, and congratulations. And I'm glad you're still good with Sky, and that you kept that, that you texted him that, because he was freaking out. Like, he was going to not be able to do the show. I'm glad you texted that. Dave, this is complimentary too. I'm warning you.
Oh, okay.
Well done, Freddie T. This is like when Opie... Best line at the end. Well done, Freddie T. There's too much before is up there with your funniest under 5-word sentences, right up there with you ruin the Celtics. Kudos. And the only reason I bring that up is because it's worth discussing again briefly that Donald Trump doesn't like the Smithsonian right now because there's too much of the before, too much of the bad stuff.
It's too much about how bad slavery is, and also
that's ancient history. You need, and what did he say?
There's nothing about brightness, all the good that's happening, and the future.
Yeah, so,
there's nothing about the future in the Smithsonian.
Everything should be like the World's Fair in 1968.
He can literally say anything, and it doesn't matter.
How come they're talking about
anything?
All the great stuff that's about to happen at the Smithsonian?
I know.
What is this place? Some kind of just blast from the past? This whole place?
Can you at least put Back to the Future 1 on so we can see the hoverboard that's about to happen?
That was supposed to happen 15 years ago?
I mean, it's happening. I mean, there all these museums with the before.
I know.
Too much of that. Too much negativity before. Right now, positive. Right now, we're the hottest country in the world.
Yep.
And the only funny thing about that to me is not, maybe it's true. The only funny thing about it to me is that the term the hottest, because it does sound like a 35-year-old Donald Trump prowling around in 1982.
Yeah.
You know, this limo's the hottest limo in all of New York City. All right, another complimentary one. But what can I say? Today has been something that has at least impressed the emailers. Richard says, hey, Fred, good morning. It's addressed to me.
Okay.
Which is why I read it. It doesn't include your names at all.
Oh.
I'm an I just noticed that, by the way. I'm an inspiring hip-hop producer, and honestly, the way algorithms, people getting credit for AI-generated audio, and now bots running up streams work right now is so discouraging. It's not even funny. It takes the heart out of the whole thing. That's why I'm glad you're calling it out. You've always kept it real since your radio days. Well, I'm on the radio. Even after switching to sports backs in 2009, you're still the only one of the only voices holding on to that real organic foundation people like me need. It's true. Also, there's apparently a scientific concern that we're headed towards a water crisis due to this AI nonsense, yet no one's talking about it. It is, these AI things, you can look it up yourself. It's not paranoia. They're huge and require a great deal of water to run. Love seeing you shine a light on this. Keep going, Fred. That's Richie from Hingham. Right, guys? That's a good one.
Keep it real, keep it real.
Thank you. Oh, okay, let's do this. Ben, and then you guys can go. Hey, guys, this is to all of us. To freak out John Moore, tell him that the very world we live in is already run by computers and has been for years. There's also nothing to prove that we're not living in simulation. By the way, there's nuclear weapons, by the way, John, that are also attached to computers.
I'm aware of that.
And if logically the AI considers that it's time to bomb another country, then
Skynet.
Mutually
That's
assured
what I was
destruction.
saying, Skynet. Yeah.
Mutually assured destruction, my friend.
Yep.
Huh? Think about how realistic video games have become in all the AI engines that run character in those. And who's to say John isn't being controlled by a small bird child and we're all video game or simulation? Better yet, the very butts that John likes to suffocate him are merely a series of ones and zeros specifically written to bring him pleasure by AI. John, take the blue pill. The Matrix is real.
AI porn? Really?
Did you see the guy that got scammed by the he's still dumb to be scammed by, but he got scammed by a Jelly Roll thing? It's a Jelly Roll, like, it appears to be Jelly Roll holding like a phone up to his face and basically asking for money.
Okay.
But it does look like Jelly Roll holding a phone up to his face. Like, it looks like him doing it. It's not him. It's not a lookalike. It's AI.
Yeah.
Springfield, Ohio man says he lost money through an app that utilized AI making him think he was getting prizes from Jelly Roll. I really thought it was Jelly Roll, he explained, about the day when he got a message on Facebook that appeared to be from a celebrity that he happens to be a fan of. The message said he won $50,000 and a brand new car. Then the account sent him a video of a man who appears to be Jelly Roll asking him to cover shipping to get his prizes. Now, I wasn't convinced, even after the page sent him, what they say is Jelly Roll's official driver's license.
Yeah, so the guy's dumb. I mean, Jelly Roll wouldn't ask for money and wouldn't hold up the license. But regardless, it looks just like him.
He said when they got it, then he sent him his second video where they actually said my full name. I was like, wow, it really is Jelly Roll. He said my name. They asked him to send money through Apple gift cards. He sent him a total of $70, even though he's on a fixed income.
Oh, and already, John, they could mimic one of your family members' voices and give you a telephone call.
I've known
possibly
that,
through
yeah.
their number.
Yep.
By the way, is that Tracy Lords on the Kelly Ripa show? Because it certainly looks like a modern-day Tracy Lords.
It does look a little like her.
Like an older Tracy Lords from when we knew her.
No, that is the actress Gwendolyn. I forget her last name. She was in Game of Thrones.
All right, fire off an email to the people to Kelly Ripa's show that I thought it was modern-day Tracy Lords. If you would, Adam, take care of that.
Gwendolyn Christie, and I'm emailing right away.
Yeah, if you could take care of that legwork. They need to know.
Okay.
They need to know. Is there anything you guys want to say, or can we get to our precious break in time? Okay, I take that as...
let's get to our precious break.
We can get into Adam's big control move, his big power move, his big breaks. All right, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Another bad loss for the Red Sox. They'd left 13 runners on base on their way to a 4-3 Baltimore win in 11 innings last night. Nathaniel Lowe, a game-tying 2-run homer in his first ever game in a Red Sox uniform. Sox have tonight off. They visit the Yankees tomorrow evening. Patriots went through another practice yesterday morning without a handful of wide receivers. Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Williams, Javon Baker, Efton Chisholm, and Jalen Polk were all missing. Christian Gonzalez sat out too. Patriots visit the New York Giants tomorrow night in their final preseason game. The Boston Herald is reporting Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings have indeed been made available by the team for a trade. Duggar was apparently discussed in recent talks with another team, and Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle has signed a multi-year extension with the team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Make 2025 the year you ditch the glasses and contacts and start seeing 2020 with a LASIK procedure from the team at Boston Vision. Book a free evaluation today at bostonvision.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 10 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
Let's go. Let's ride.
98.5.
Like, let's roll the dice.
The Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show?
It's two-stack market.
It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what's going on?
Oh, you were just discussing the man who got scammed by someone who thought was Jelly Roll. This happened earlier in the summer, but I don't think we ever discussed it. A woman in Illinois was scammed out of $62,000 over thought, I'm a huge Kevin Costner fan, and she had liked some of his social media posts and things like that, and somebody picked up on that and then instant messenger and said, hey, if you want to invest in some crypto, I can multiply your investment like tenfold. So she started sending him money via gift cards and Apple Pay and things like that to the tune of $62,000 before she finally caught on and she wasn't actually talking to Kevin Costner.
Well, it's nice to know she had that kind of money to,
Disposable
to transfer
income.
over.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was, she might have sold, you might have attacked her 401k.
John, you might be able to explain this one to me, or maybe it's going to have to be young Ryan Beaton because he's the one who alerted me to this. Auburn has claimed 7 additional national titles.
I looked at that. It's going to have to be Ryan.
In what sport?
In football.
I don't get it. Maybe it was before there were polls in the 40s and 50s. I have no idea.
Yeah, they basically just added a bunch of championships
from
the past.
Well, yeah, but you can do that now.
Claiming national titles is a long-held tradition in major college football where the NCAA has never held any authority
Make it better before.
to run a postseason playoff.
Yeah, make it better before.
Yeah.
Before is better than you're making it. We won 7 championships. What's reality? Really?
Alabama claims 18 championships, including a total of 13 times when they were voted number 1, either by the AP, the coaches poll, or both.
Right, and that's a whole new line of T-shirts. You can put 18 now instead and get the Hicks at Walmart to buy those.
So you can claim a national championship for your school and for your alumni and for the student body, even though these weren't necessarily the winner of the last football game played for the season.
All you got to do is be first to claim it. It's yours.
When my dad went to Dartmouth, they were a football powerhouse, and it really sticks with him today. He can't get enough of it. So it's good to go back in time and pick up championships. It's fun. It makes you feel like you did something, even though you weren't alive.
I would put that under the umbrella of good history and things that should be.
Well, that's what I was saying is that like before it wasn't so great, and now it's better because you won the championships now.
Major League,
you say so.
Major League Baseball's rights deals are close to being done, according to Kendall Baker. Apple is out, gone. No more Friday night baseball. Apple TV only. Affected you trying to watch the Red Sox games on a handful of occasions. Why? Where's the game? Oh, it's on Apple tonight. It's Friday night baseball.
That was really soul crushing. Yeah.
NBC and Peacock, they are in for Friday and Sunday exclusive and the wild card. MLB TV is being sold to ESPN.
Oh, boy.
And Netflix.
Oh, I don't like that. Yeah. MLB TV was great.
Yep.
That's actually, they were way ahead of the curve with that stuff.
Oh, man.
Do you have the MLB app?
I do.
Okay, because you can get any game like easily, and it doesn't cost a ton of money.
Yeah.
Oh, they were cooking with gas there for a while.
This is according to Kendall Baker. He's also hearing that Netflix will get the home run derby.
Oh well, that's great. I mean, everyone has Netflix anyway, and I don't watch the home run derby, so it's really not affecting me in any way. I think I just have Netflix because. Like, there's nothing on it I watch.
Actually, the Dallas Cowboys documentary that just got released, getting good reviews. Some people think it's better than Last Dance. It's apparently it's no holds barred. Everyone says everything. They have a clip online of Michael Irvin talking about the White House.
I read the Perlman book, though. I read the Perlman book. We had him on twice in a row to talk about the book.
Apparently, and that just got released yesterday on Netflix, all 8 episodes of that Cowboys, the 90s Cowboys thing. Apparently, it's worth watching.
Did you ever read that Perlman book about the Cowboys?
I did not.
It's good. It's good. He wrote the Bad Guys one about the Mets in '86.
It's true.
But I can't remember what the name of the Cowboy book was. But I remember I was reading it while we were on in Boston, And I liked it so much. We had Perlman on, and I liked him so much on the air. We had him on again. But he probably won't come on anymore because of this whole Rossini fiasco.
That's true. The boycotts have started.
T-Bone was none too pleased with us.
Uh-oh.
And I usually get the brunt
That's
of that.
not a guy I want to upset at me.
I don't.
No, you can beat me up. I
Guy's
don't
built
need
like
that.
a fire hydrant. I'm not doing that.
Don't throw it all away, T-Bone, by throwing a punch.
John's mentioned it several times this morning, but we have not mentioned the retirement of John Wall. Retiring. 11 seasons. Only 34 years old, but he's all done.
He got hurt like the minute he started.
Yeah.
He was
good
great
for
in
a few
college.
years. 1 year. 1 year, right? With Calipari.
I think, 1 year at Kentucky. I'm sure it was 1 year.
That was the year that all 5 starters got drafted in the first round. Boogie Cousins was in that. Patrick Patterson was in that.
And they didn't win a title. Did they win a title? I don't think they won a title.
I think they won it that year. He didn't win one. Cal didn't get one until Anthony Davis was around.
Yeah. Because I remember John Wall was the player of the year, I imagine.
No, I don't think they won that year.
No, I don't think they won that year either.
But yeah, I do remember all 5 starters on that team got drafted in the first round.
And they didn't win a championship.
Nope.
How about that? Yeah, I guess that they didn't win. Yeah. He didn't win. All right, there you go. Calipari's a crappy coach. We know it. We now know it. He was a 5-star coming out.
John Wall? Yeah.
John Wall. Number 1 point guard. Number 1.
Yep.
In the nation. Number 1 overall prospect in the nation. But, when the body quits, the body quits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it goes. That's the sadness of sport. All right. That'll do it for us. We will leave you with that thought. A sad one. He was 184 pounds, Jonathan, when he came out. 6'4", 184 pounds. He had to put some meat on those bones.
Yeah.
That's Milo's ideal weight. 180, 185. Yeah, that's where we're
How tall is he
working
now?
for. Between 6'3" and 6'4".
Okay.
So we're looking to put on some weight.
Go get him a malted.
Yeah. We go to the malt shop.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. 2 straws, but I'm not really sucking. I'm
I'm
letting him have that whole
drink
malt.
that whole thing.
Yep. Tricking him. All right, that'll do it for us, everyone. Have a great